Good evening, Wednesday night. Welcome to the next round of the SNB Cup Series presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters. Tonight it is the Bone 200. The Bone Collector 200. Man, it sounds like a horror movie is about to approach us. You got a name like that. You got that horror music in the background. No. I promise you, it's just a sim race. Welcome to coverage of esports on LSR TV, CRN Sports, presented by Swag. I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside Greg Rance from Spokane, Washington. I'm in Dirty Durham, North Carolina, and Wichita Falls, Texas. Charles Wooten in the production chair. We are literally scattered, smothered, and covered across the great U.S. of A. to make sure this broadcast goes on for the Bone Collector 200. Greg, hope you're doing well, my friend. We're ready to see some exciting racing that the SNB Cup Series always provides.
192 laps at Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. Wesley, one of the crown jewel race facilities in the world of car racing. And tonight, the SNB Cup Series takes its turn around Darlington Raceway for 192 laps. Bone Collector 200 live on LSR TV and CRN Sports. Jack Ely currently on top of the board with his teammate Tucker Wingo in second. And there are 27 cars, Wesley, ready to take a shot here for 192 laps at the Lady in Black.
That's exactly right. 30-minute practice session, 2-lap qualifying, and then it will be the big show coming up here later tonight. 192 laps around Darlington Raceway. The Lady in Black, it offers some craziness. It should be a good one for sure. Now, in addition to that, let's take a look at your sawblade.com weather conditions. Sometimes I forget it, but tonight I will not, because it is 80 degrees track temperature, 80 degrees again for the track temp. Ambient temperature outside is only 78 degrees, 2 degrees less than that. Wind temp at 2 miles an hour, partly cloudy. For November race virtually in esports, that's pretty darn good there, Greg.
Looking pretty good. We got a lot of grip in the racetrack with that lower temperature, Wesley. So that's going to help these drivers, because this racetrack can be very, very tricky. A very unique egg-shaped oval, 1.36 miles, is a trip around the Darlington Raceway. So there's going to be some drivers wheeling right up against the wall tonight. And Darlington is also notorious. You could see some pretty hurt feelings by the end of this one as well.
We are ready to go for this event. Practice is just about to come to an end. When we come back, we are qualifying the Bone Collector 200. The Wednesday night after Halloween. We're live, LSR TV. CRN Sports from the Lady in Black that could be a nightmare. Darlington, it's next.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bone Collector North American Whitetail Championship. No doubt the most exciting championship tournament that's ever hit the whitetail hunting industry. It's going to be broke down into 14 different regions. It's broke down to be fair, but it's broke down to celebrate the everyday hunters. This is one of the most unique championships that's ever been thrown. Let's get to competing. Let's get to having some fun.
All right, we're back here at the Darlington Raceway. The Bone Collector 200 is getting ready to rock and roll. Greg, I was just saying, man, once we get qualifying on track, they should let us audition to announce that.
Maybe.
Cool.
That was pretty fun. We should give that a shot for sure. Cars rolling out for qualifying. First up, again, will be Caleb Smith in the number 12. Had a great run last week at Kansas, and once again, going to be one of the first cars out on the track in the Old Spice Ford Mustang, number 12 on board for Caleb Smith. Again, the new look this week. One of our drivers that was featured in the Adrenaline iRacing League back over the course of the fall and early summer, and here he is back on track here tonight in the SNB Cup Series for CEM Motorsports. Caleb Smith leading it out early.
Ready to see what Caleb Smith can do, as he is the man right now on course. There's that number 12. Old Spice
Wesley,
down the front straightaway.
Wesley, as you see our drivers begin to post qualifying time, Smith goes to 27.38. Quick time right now on top of the board out of 5 thus far. You see right now those names in green, blue, and black. The green drivers, Tucker Wingo, Spencer Hardison, and Joshua Altus. Those are your drivers that have won a race. They're in the playoffs. The drivers in blue, they are drivers who are in a playoff position, have yet to lock in. The drivers in black on the outside looking in, still doable, but it's going to take some more luck as Smith goes to 27.434 for that second lap. The 3.88 will be the lap that counts for him. New quick time, another new quick time. Braxton DeWeese in the number 15 to the top of the board. He's embracing the Darlington spirit with a throwback scheme on board his High Five Racing Toyota here this weekend. Wesley, he's going with a classic Earnhardt scheme.
Only fitting that we're looking for Braxton DeWeese to finally break through and get that win in the SNB Cup Series. 27.297. That will be the best lap of speed now for the driver of the number 15 machine. Egg-shaped Darlington Raceway just down the road off of I-95 in South Carolina. And here comes the man right now that has himself a win. Joshua Altus, the man out of Virginia, the MP Motorsports, number 94. Had a little bad luck last week, but he's going to turn that around tonight, I believe, here, Greg.
Altus coming out to give it a shot here in the number 94 in qualifying. Daytona winner amid controversy, looking to see if he can get another crown jewel win here at Darlington.
94 up on the top shelf. We'll see what he can do to the back straightaway. Right now, Braxton DeWeese, the man at the top of the board. Massey in second, Smith third. As we watch these drivers working their way. Altus off of turn number 4 down the straightaway. Here he comes, flashing under the flag stand. 27.528. That is good enough for right now. 11th outside the top 10, and I think that'll be his qualifying lap, Greg.
That's going to be his qualifying lap in his throwback paint scheme. Running a throwback to his father's race car is Joshua Altus in the number 94 Throwing it back to his father. We have several throwback schemes in the field here tonight, Wesley, for Throwback Weekend here at Darlington. This is the home of Throwback, and we're doing it here tonight with the SNB Cup Series.
Ready to go here at the Darlington Raceway. Should be a good one. We're glad you're along for the ride. LSR TV, CRN Sports. Here comes Tucker Wingo. He won a couple of weeks ago. I think it was New Hampshire in 99. What a story that was. 3 overtime finishes. Understanding he's on a new race team as well. Baps Racing Enterprises on the BRE racing team. Baps Racing Enterprises.
Running the Dr. Pepper scheme here is Robbie Helms in the number 18. On track now to begin his first of 2 qualifying laps. Kind of an old school logo there, Wesley, on board the number 18.
Throwback week, throwback cars. And by the way, again, we talked about the relationship with Banff Motorsports for Tucker Wingo. No more. Now he is with Baps Racing Enterprises. And here's Robbie Helms finishing up his qualifying lap. And to be honest with you, it looks like for the most part, everybody is done with qualifying. Couple of stragglers there in the back. And, you know, Greg, you were the one that told me that if I had the choice, I wouldn't qualify. I wouldn't worry about it. Why do you say that?
Yeah, because if a track, even at Darlington, as the cars begin to roll out onto the grid to take the green flag here for this one for their 2 pace laps, I don't like qualifying because I like being able to just set the tone, not worry about getting caught up in an incident in the early stages. If I start in the back, I can set tone and just gradually work my way up one by one. More often than not, it works out and I'm able to get up into the top 5 as a driver. That's why I typically like to start in the back, unless, of course, I'm at a racetrack that really fits my driving style. For me, it's USA International and Lake Oxford short track. Those are the tracks that fit my driving style. But Wesley, we got cars on grid, which
yes,
means
sir.
It's going to be time to go here in a moment.
Without further ado, it's time to give you the ComServe Wireless starting lineup for the Bone Collector 200. 192 laps, 200 miles around Darlington on the pole. Fast qualifier. Braxton Deweese in 15 to his outside. Matthew Gilliams in 28, row number 1. Row 2 is going to find Tucker Wingo, the New Hampshire winner, in 99. And Keenan Massey, he'll start 4th in position 4.
Rainbow Warriors on board Keenan Massey. Then you find Caleb Smith in the number 12. Spencer Hardison just now gritting in the number 9, last week's winner at Kansas, so he's looking for 2 in a row. Ross Tatum in the number 1. A Bobby Allison vibe there on the number 1. And then look at Tyler Stooksbury. He's playing tribute to the man in black as well with his black car. Tyler Stooksbury rolling off in 8th.
This is throwback night, by the way, just like the NASCAR drivers do on Labor Day weekend. Jacob Grant, Jonathan Woods, row number 5. Row number 6, your top 12. Carson Zybert along with Jack Ely. And let's move on to row number 7 as well. That's going to be Rob Sherwood, Joshua Altus in row number 7. Row number 8 is going to find the 88 machine of Matt Dyer, followed by, man, I'm having trouble seeing it, the number 14 machine, Cody Fournette there's top 16. And give the rest of the rundown here real quickly as we're coming to green, Greg.
17th will be Dakota Cass in the number 13, running the Terry Labonte throwback with Evan Coleman alongside him in the number 51. Brockton Packard paying tribute to Clint Boyer here this evening in the number 24. Ronnie Shirk in the 8, a Dale Jr. throwback on board him. Then we got the one thumb wonder Will Duvall in the number 32, Logan Calderwood in the 35, Zach Peterson and Cody Terry were the final cars to take time. Starting out provisionals, Robbie Helms, Zachary Stone, and Joey Beasley rounding out 27 car field. Wesley, we're coming to green.
All-star night for this throwback evening for the SNB Cup Series. The pace car is in. We're ready at the track. Too tough to tame. Kicking the asphalt. Who will be the winner of the Bone Collector 200? We're green. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race. That kaleidoscope of all-stars work their way the SNB Cup Series. 200 miles, 192 laps. And to be honest with you, Greg, that's the same distance that the NASCAR Xfinity and the Truck Series ran here back on Labor Day at Darlington.
So a perfect opportunity for drivers to make a little bit of a history here. 192 laps. Wesley, this is the first time that the SNB Cup Series has appeared at the Darlington Raceway. So right now, Braxton Deweese in the number 15 is the only driver in series history to lead laps here at Darlington. But Tucker Wingo with that new team trying to make that end quickly. Caleb Smith and Keenan Massey right behind him. And then Kansas's winner, Spencer Hardison, in 5th with Ross Tatum behind him in 6th. Wingo taking a peek to the inside of Deweese right now. That's for the lead, but Deweese is going to hold on and lead lap number 3 as well. All 3 laps have gone to Deweese, driving the Earnhardt throwback, but Tucker Wingo, knock, knock. Here comes the New Hampshire winner going after Deweese.
I think it's suffice to say, I don't know how much you go back into the history of the sport, Greg. I know you're a historian like I am. That is actually the Wrangler throwback. And there has been many different drivers that have driven the Wrangler car, especially drivers like Ricky Rudd, but most of all, Dale Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt.
There was a time, there was a time that Ricky Rudd actually drove a number 15. Actually, Earnhardt drove a number 15 Wrangler car in the Cup Series.
It was a Ford as well. The only time I can remember that Earnhardt drove a Ford was that number 15 Wrangler car that Braxton Deweese is paying tribute to tonight in his Toyota. But coming down to the inside is Tucker Wingo, and I wonder just how many NASCAR fans are hearing us say Earnhardt drove a Ford as Wingo goes to the lead. We have a new leader at Darlington, Tucker Wingo, the New Hampshire.
And they're going to fact check us.
Yeah, how many fans are going, la, 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 don't know what you're talking about. Earnhardt never drove a Ford, la, 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 la.
Fact check, buddy. Exactly. Yep, he surely did. And Well, I mean, that's just, with the way the world is today, we got to fact check. So,
Hey,
down to the line, lap 5, it's Wingo leading.
And it's 2020, by the way. Anything can and will happen, but that happened back in the 80s that Earnhardt drove that number 15 Wrangler Ford.
Yes, that's right. Fact check that as well. Wingo out in front, DeWeese in second. There's Smith and Massey. Hardison, that's number 12. Look at that number 4 car. Remember that day? That's the Rainbow Warrior colors of the number 4.
That car defined that was one of those cars that defined my childhood, Wesley, watching Jeff Gordon dominate in that paint scheme for many, many years in that number 4, of course, retiring in 2015. Although he did get to climb back behind the wheel a couple of times, and it was so weird seeing him in an 88. But for me, it's between the Rainbow car and the car that succeeded that car, the Flames car. That's the ideal Jeff Gordon paint scheme for me. Awesome to see Keenan Massey pay tribute to him tonight.
Every time I see the rainbow colors, I just think they're magically delicious, Gotta find the leprechaun at the end of the rainbow. But yes, number 4, Massey, throw back to the Rainbow Warrior Gordon car. Hardison, gonna be a sad weekend in racing. The NASCAR Championship 4 is at Phoenix this weekend, and it will be the last time we see Jimmy Johnson, and he has a throwback car. Really didn't have a throwback car for this race, honestly, Greg. He's kind of driving the same number 9, tribute to Jimmy Johnson, like he always has.
Yep, he won with this paint scheme at Kansas last week, so hey, why not give her another shot? Another classic Hendrick car behind him with 1 car on the wall hard behind this. But I like this number 5 of Jacob Grant as well, the Mark Martin GoDaddy ride in the number 5 tonight. I like that one. A forgotten paint scheme of Mark Martin's. He only drove that car for a year, so
that's
nice
right
to see Jacob Grant driving it. Behind him, I gotta say, so far, probably my favorite one so far, Ross Tatum in the number 1, the Bobby Allison Coca-Cola throwback.
Yes,
no Coca-Cola
yes.
logo
The Matador.
on board.
The Matador.
Oh yeah, it's there. I see the Coke logo just a little bit. Remember, Ross Tatum works for Coca-Cola, so not surprised at all to see him pay tribute to probably the most iconic Coca-Cola car of them all, Bobby Allison's Matador, like you said. And I love the man in black behind him, Tyler Stooksbury, the old classic black and silver for Tyler Stooksbury in the 19 tonight.
Yes. Matador, reminding you to open happiness even in esports. Throwback to his father's karting days. Joshua Altus, the man of the number 1 seed. By the way, 3 drivers have 3 wins on the series, and that's Wingo, Hardison last week, and of course Altus. This is round 4, so that kind of shows you just how competitive this series is in the Bone Collector 200 for race number 4. We've had 3 different winners of the regular season so far.
So it's been a very highly competitive season. Going on behind Altus is a battle between Jack Ely in the number 54, Matthew Gilliams in the number 28. And Wesley, it is impossible to not smile when you see the Texaco Haviland number 28 paint scheme right there. The classic Davey rookie scheme for Matthew Gilliams. He gets passed by Matt Dyer now in the 88. He goes after Ely. And Wesley, I'm going to be honest right now. I'm kind of having a hard time piecing together. Whoa, he's in the wall. In that car I was talking about. I'm kind of having a hard time piecing together what we got here on the 54 of Ely. That scheme look familiar to you?
Jack Ely's car. Oh man, I'm trying to think here. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat what our producer said. I don't remember a car that color being in the Cup Series. Or I know it says Victory Junction Gang Camp on it. I'm kind of lost here, Greg.
We'll have to see here and check over our race notes that we were given here, see if we can get an identification on the Jack Ely throwback. Several drivers paying tribute to some amazing drivers. I've seen a couple Dale Jr. throwbacks in there.
That's his National Guard throwback right there, number 88. Yeah. Yeah, that's an Earnhardt Jr. throwback.
That was his final win at Martinsville.
That's right.
Well, the final win of his career at Martinsville. His final career win came at Phoenix in the National Guard car, but that car was... that was the Nationwide car that he won the final race of his career, and the final National Guard win came in this paint scheme that you're seeing at Martinsville, and that car defined 2014 right there, the 4-win season for Earnhardt Jr.
That's right.
Amazing career resurgence that year. Going through just
4 in the wall.
seeing these
Massey hitting the wall, getting himself another famous Darlington stripe. And we got one at the bottom of the apron there. We just passed him. Problems, I believe, on the 21 of Beasley. And he'll go a lap down as the leaders overtake him, Greg. There's Beasley's car off the pace. Looks like he might be well, no, he's not coming down the pit road. He's just down below the apron. There's nothing mellow about it.
Trying to get up to speed right now in that number 21. He's kind of got an RCR vibe to it, one of the current RCR vibes here for their Xfinity program on board that number 21 car. Wesley, I keep browsing through the field, and I keep drawing my attention to deep in the field, the number 10 and the number 96. Jonathan Woods and Zach Peterson, Zybart in the wall, and behind him we got some issues going on. We're fanning out. We'll have to talk about that in a little bit. As the other Dale Jr. throwback, the number 8 of Ronnie Shirk had to go down to the apron to avoid running into Zybar, who hit the wall. And Beasley, he is coming down to the apron once again to just out of the way as the rest of the field goes down. But things are getting dicey here at the back of the...
Yeah, Dalderwood really off the pace in the 35 car, watching him as he was blinking. Now he tries to settle back in on Zybar in the 11, carrying off so Stone with him.
One car going down. That was Zach Peterson in the number 96 going for a ride down to the bottom. In front of that, Zybar hits the wall again. Yeah,
Zybar. And the 35 took advantage of it, and he cleared him.
Zybar going again in the Jurassic Park ride. Trying to settle down. He's bounced off the wall a couple of times, and he's going to be very happy that he has a fast repair on the number 11 today. Once he gets that first pit stop in, that's going to be very thankful for him. The guy behind him is Zach Peterson. He went for a slide again. Zybart in the wall. There's Peterson in the number 96. That's another paint scheme right there, Wesley. It's not exactly the same colors, but that's another one of my favorites. That's a Tony Raines DLP-inspired throwback for the number 96, the Hall of Fame racing car. That's always been one of my favorites on that one. As we take a look at Matt Dyer now in the number 88. What a run Matt Dyer had last week at Kansas. Leading laps, finishing up in the top 10. Amazing run for Matt Dyer.
And we'll see if he can carry that momentum again tonight, driving the Bobby Allison car, the Davey Allison car. There's the 88 machine.
One car off the pace in the wall. We have our first swag yellow flag. It is Zach Peterson in the number 96, and he has a modified on it. We are under caution for the first time here tonight on lap 21.
Yeah, problems on the 96 machine. Tore up front end. Swag instant replay.
Let's take a look. Oh, he was upside down.
Already up and over.
He was going for a barrel roll here in the 96. Let's check it out again. Getting in the wall here. This is coming through turns 3 and 4. Jonathan Woods going to the bottom in front of there. Hearing it may have been contact with Logan Calderwood in the 35. That's Calderwood in the outside there of Jonathan Woods. There's Calderwood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Flipping up and over 1.5.
That's kind of unique. I don't think I've seen that happen at Darlington before, Wesley. Let's take a look on board now with Peterson in the number 96 and see what happened here.
You see him making his way back down the straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. And this is where it goes wrong right here. Let's take a listen. Listen to the impact. Hits the safer wall barrier and goes up and over. And that puts us under yellow flag here at Darlington. Pit stops are underway as well. Hardison on the pit lane. So is the Matador. Caleb Smith, Massey.
Hey, everybody's on pit road. Wesley.
Yeah. Everyone on pit lane. Hardison, Smith pulling away. And the rest of the cavalry as well with Massey to boot. Under caution, first time the Bone Collector 200, round number 4 of the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters. Our coverage from Darlington returns on LSR TV and CRN Sports when we come back.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Returning after our first caution here at the Darlington Raceway, throwback night for the drivers of the SNB Cup Series. 200 miles, 192 circuits around the Lady in Black for the Bone Collector 200. Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten in the production, LSR TV and CRN Sports coverage of the SNB Cup Series. And we have the Cowboy, Will Duvall from Mannington, West Virginia. I don't think he pitted, Greg. He's in the lead in the 32.
No, he did not pit. He stayed out. The one thumb wonder, Will Duvall, number 32. We give him a hard time, but he's one of our own here at LSR TV. Our associate producer here on LSR TV, one of a couple of them that are helping us out here on LSR TV. Always fun to see him behind the wheel in the number 30. Here he is, leading the way under caution at Darlington. See what happens here on this restart, though.
Lights are off on the base truck. We'll get ready to settle them up for the restart here.
So lights out on pace car, getting set for our first restart of the day. Will Duvall going to be leading the way, but he's on 26 lap old tires. The rest of the field behind him on 4 Dr. Feelgoods. To see what happens here, and love seeing all these throwback schemes come down the backstretch towards us right now. Get ready for a restart here. Night is always a blast.
Lights are off of the pace truck. We'll get ready to come to the restart. A dirt ace in Will Duvall. We'll see what the one thumb wonder can do. Braxton Deweese, the pole car to the outside. We'll get ready to come back for the restart. Pace truck is in. Here they come. Back to the restart zone out of turn number 4. Back underway in the Bone Collector 200. And on the jump, give it to Will Duvall. The dirt man from Mannington, West Virginia, powers his 32 for the whole shot down below the apron. Problems on Will Duvall's car. He got passed like a thief in the night by the entire pack.
That looked planned, Wesley. I think he realized that no one else stayed out. He was thinking, uh-oh, and he just moved down to the bottom to let everybody go to settle in here in the number 32. And he might, Wesley, make the left turn on the pit road. Nope, he's sliding back up. And yes, he is coming. No. The pit lane entrance always confuses me here at Darlington. So Duvall saying, I don't want any of that smoke, as he falls all the way to the end of the field. Braxton Deweese back out front now in the number 15.
Deweese back to the lead. Something amiss on Duvall's car. He falls all the way back behind 25th. Wow. Deweese, Grant, Smith, Massey, Hardison, your top 5. By the way, you see the ticker on the upper left of the monitor. Bright green means they are in the playoffs. They have advanced to the postseason by virtue of wins. That is Spencer Hardison, Joshua Altus, and Tucker Wingo. They are in. Everyone else in blue are on the cusp of making it into the playoffs with virtue of a win. And if you're in black, you're outside. But a win, surprisingly, like for Deweese, can put him in the playoffs, Greg.
Yeah, win and you're in here for the playoffs, but he's under pressure now from Jacob Grant in the number 5. A couple high five racing teammates right now battling it out for the race lead with CEM's Caleb Smith behind him. Remember, they have that technical alliance. They are working together. Drivers from the American or the Adrenaline iRacing League. I almost said American iRacing League. Don't even start till Friday. We got their season debut coming up Friday night on LSR TV, your home for sim racing, and CRN Radio for all LSR TV broadcasts and several more broadcasts throughout the Southeast. Wesley, you have a little bit more information on that. I think you have insider info.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And fortunately, you and probably Charles will be on the broadcast call on Friday night, as I have real announcing obligations beginning tomorrow for the 46th running of the National 100. But I will tell you that once I get a chance to get a little breather at the hotel or at the suite at the racetrack, I will upload the race from Friday night on the CRN Sports Network. So that is what our plan is to do. But right now, DeWeese is out in front. Grant in second. Smith is third. As we work the way down the start-finish line, going back to turn number one. Whoa.
Enter Hardison around and into the inside wall, into number 9. No caution yet.
They got to throw yellow.
That was a heavy hit.
Oh, they got to throw caution. Come on, guys.
The problem right now, there's the caution. There's the caution. The problem and why it didn't trigger one right away is that was off the racing surface. Wesley, the racing surface is only considered above that white line you see right there. Watch how quickly Hardison goes below the white line after the contact from Tatum. Right there, he's already below the line. He is off the racing surface. When he comes to a stop, that is not triggering a caution because, look, he is below the white line, and that's also why he doesn't get black flagged right there. We saw that happen. Right there is when he comes up on the track, and that's what triggers the caution right there when Hardison came up the track above the white line facing the wrong way. That is when the caution triggered right there.
Well, it looks like the one kind of helped him. Oh, wow. Kind of like what happened between Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch when NASCAR was back to racing in May. Remember that on the Wednesday night?
Very similar. And by the way, it's the 9 car that got the worst of that one.
I know.
Again.
I know. It's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of ironic.
Yeah, the comparison there is quite substantial. Braxton DeWeese leading here after leading just about every green flag lap thus far. Will Duvall a couple laps under caution, but under green it's been all Braxton DeWeese into number 15. Wesley, there was a little bit of a challenge issued to our drivers, and this is going to involve some chat participation. Our producer Charles Wooten laid a gauntlet down in the drivers meeting and said, hey, whichever driver has the most fans comment in the chat who they are cheering for gets $25 tonight. So
that explains all the
in
comments.
The race, comment which driver you're cheering for. But I'm here watching.
Yeah.
Only one per person will be counted, but you need to put I'm here for insert car number and driver here.
Yes, and we will tally up who has got the most comments, and we'll go from there. And yeah. It won't be fake news. You'll win $25. Or the driver will.
I've seen a couple for Braxton DeWeese. See a few for Brockton Packard in the number 24.
Yes.
Let's talk about Brockton Packard. He's paying tribute to Clint Boyer tonight in the number 24. Wesley.
I see some people rooting on Evan Coleman. Yeah, they got the 24 car. Yeah.
The 24 car Brockton Packard, normally paying tribute to Jeff Gordon. You had to think, well, okay, which Gordon car is he going to take this week? No, he took one of Gordon's old buddies, one of his best friends, Clint Boyer, and his soon-to-be cohort in the NASCAR on Fox booth, Clint Boyer, paying tribute to one of his old Cup schemes from his Richard Childress days. Let's see if we can find that number 24 car and show it off.
He's way in the back. He's way in the back right now in 24th position, ironically. There he is.
Look at that, Wesley. A very underrated Clint Boyer paint scheme. The old BB&T.
It's the old BB&T bank colors.
Scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah, very underrated Boyer scheme.
Yeah. BB&T. You can tell we want your business.
He's back
Put
there
all the
with
money
Logan
in the bank,
Calderwood.
fool. Then cash it out.
Yeah, he's back there with Logan Calderwood. I think he was on pit road in the number 24, if I'm not mistaken. That's why he was back there so far. So interesting to see Packard paying tribute to someone not Jeff Gordon, but I gotta say I like it in the number 24, the Boyer throwback on the Shadow Motorsports car tonight. I always love that 11 car right there, Zybart in the Jurassic Park car. That's one of my favorite cars on iRacing right now. I have so much love for that movie.
Yes, sir. 35 of 192 laps in. The lights are going to go off on the pace truck this time by. They'll settle up for the restart. Any takers for the wave around? Nope. As it looks like the Wrangler number 15 for Braxton DeWeese, ready to bring him back to the restart to the outside. Jacob Grant, the GoDaddy colors of Mark Martin. Row number 1, Caleb Smith in the number 12 machine. He's right there to his inside, the Old Spice colors. So the outside, Keenan Massey in the Rainbow Warriors, Jeff Gordon car. And then you got Tyler Stooksbury. What car number does what colors does Tyler Stooksbury have tonight? There he is. Oh, he's black. Earnhardt, back in black.
And silver. Yeah, Earnhardt, black and silver, the classic.
The Matador up on the outside, the one of Ross Tatum, Matt Dyer, Joshua Altus. All these drivers taking advantage of this throwback paint scheme wrap jobs tonight for the SNB Cup Series. Back to the restart zone. Green back in the air. The inside lane will power away from Grant. That's Braxton DeWeese. He'll clear him by a car length for the whole shot down into turn number 1, and here we go again.
Massey trying to clear Grant. He will, or excuse me, Smith in the 12 going after Grant. A couple Hendrick tribute cars rolling down the backstretch right now, going after the 15 of Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese has been so fast, Wesley. A couple poles this season, including one here tonight at Darlington, showing a lot of speed in that number 15. Has yet to break through for that win, but here he is leading the way at Darlington early. Has led just about every lap except for the ones that Will Duvall led under caution.
And by the way, I'm understanding that the machine of the number 54, Jack Ely, if we can show him real quickly, those are actually his new colors for a sponsor that he has landed for the car. So understanding that that is not a throwback car, that is a new sponsor on that car, and that is what he will be driving for the season. Yeah.
Got the Victory Junction gang colors on board the number 54 of Ely tonight. The top two have separated themselves quite a bit now, Wesley, as DeWeese and Grant have opened it up quite a bit, as something must have happened to Keenan Massey there going into turn number 1, because he lost a lot of ground and a position to Caleb Smith. I'm wondering if Massey got himself a Darlington stripe in the number 4. I've been watching the battle for the lead between DeWeese and Grant, which is still red hot right now between the 15 and the 5. A couple high 5 teammates, but look, because here comes CEM. Caleb Smith trying to get a run in that number 12 to close them in.
Braxton DeWeese out in front. Jacob Grant right behind him. Down to the inside, trying to get a run for the lead. Thought better of it. They're single file. Back to turn 1. Smith is there. They're 1, 2, and 3. Anska marching up the hill into 2.
Riding on the high side, something you only see at Darlington like this. So much fun to watch these cars snake around Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. It only produces racing like this at the Lady in Black. You know what we didn't get to talk about, Wesley? The unique layout of this racetrack, the egg-shaped oval, as we call it. The reason that it's the way the shape it is, as we talk about it first, the turn 1 and 2 that they're in right now, wider than what you'll see in 3 and 4. They're in the wide portion of the racetrack right now. Right now, as they go down the backstretch, they're actually passing a minnow pond that the track, or the owner of the property the track was built on, was not willing to
willing to sell the property to get rid of the pond. Yeah.
No. So he was
and
not
that's kind of the reason behind it. And then another story is of course, for the longest time, the back straightaway was the front straightaway. The front straightaway was the back straightaway. And then around in the early 2000s, they finally moved that around. They moved it around to put in new seating and making more alterations. But hey, by the way, speaking of short track racing, we were talking about the American iRacing League event, short track event coming up. I think it's South Boston this Friday night. I hate I'm going to miss it, but it's South Boston for Legends and Supers for the American iRacing League. But anyhow, there's a racetrack I announced a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact, Greg, Dillon Motor Speedway in Dillon, South Carolina. That track was made off of a replica of the Darlington Raceway, just about 30 miles down the road in Darlington, South Carolina. Yeah.
I did not know that, but that makes a lot of sense. Thinking back to the videos I've seen of Dylan, I've never been to the Dylan Motor Speedway. I've never been to a race on the East Coast. It's definitely on the bucket list, but I've seen videos of Dylan. I've seen the street stock meltdown there, a couple of past races there I've seen video of.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense now that I think about it and think back to what I've seen on video.
And while that goes on, we are about to put over 40 laps on the board here.
Caleb Smith got the wall a little bit there, right in the center of 3 and 4. Now, Wesley, we've talked about the changes they've made, switching the backstretch to the front stretch, vice versa and everything, the different layouts. Do you know what I miss the most? They're going to be coming past where they were right now. When this was the front stretch, remember the old covered grandstands here? That's what I miss the most. The covered grandstands reminds me a lot of one of the tracks here in Washington, Evergreen Speedway. It's the only track I've ever been to with covered grandstands, and it is an entirely different experience. I've never been to Nashville, but another covered grandstands. And I tell you, when you're sitting in a covered grandstands as opposed to an open air one, that sounds way different. And it is so cool to have that sound roar past you, bounce off the wall behind you, and come back to you a second time from behind. That is an entirely different experience that you can only get at certain racetracks. The only two I can think of off the top of my head are Evergreen and Nashville. One of those is on the iRacing server, Nashville. The other one, I'm going to give a nudge towards our iRacing brethren and say, hey, check out Evergreen Speedway in Monroe, Washington. I want that 5/8 mile track up there. I want a Northwest track up there. Help me out. Or throw me a
contact up the speedway. Goes Smith in 12. He'll lose a couple of spots. Smith will fall all the way back to, looks like 7th or 8th right there. Yeah, 6th. As Altus and Tatum, Massey cleared him. Smith fell all the way back, lost a couple of spots. Here comes Dukesbury trying to close in behind him. He'll carry Matt Dyer along with Matthew Gilliams, top 10. And we have officially put 50 laps on the board next time by. Braxton DeWeese, still the man out in front. Can he finally, Greg Rentz, finally get that first win on broadcast coverage of LSR TV and CRN?
Looking for it here tonight. DeWeese and Grant in the lead right now, but it is about 2 seconds back to this murder hornet's nest going on right now. Massey, Tatum, Altus up to 5th now, starting 14th. Wesley, he's the biggest mover of the race. He's up, or 9 spots, excuse me. He's the second biggest mover of the race. The biggest mover, Robbie Helms in the number 18. He's up 13 spots. He got problems. Whoa. And it's Altus in the 94 going down. Still no caution because it's below the apron. Caleb Smith got the wall knocked down into Altus.
Off the pace, man. And by the way, you see down at the bottom in 27th, Joey Beasley is out of the race. He also, as we have a caution coming out over the speedway, says the following to the friends of the SNB Cup Series brethren. Guys, I'm just in the way out here. Thanks for letting me in. I'm going to bow out of this race and this league with hopes that you guys will let me come back next season as a better driver, practicing up, at least not in the way. Thank you. So Joey Beasley not only dropping out of this race, Greg, but honestly feeling that maybe he's not at that caliber level to run with these drivers. He will be out for this season, hopefully to return for next year as we see Massey and Altus get together on the back straightaway.
Yeah, this brought out a caution eventually. Again, same thing we saw earlier here in this one, that the spin went below the track. We saw the same thing with Hardison in that number 9, who, by the way, is the lucky dog on this one, as Altus just spun below the apron and unfortunately just didn't trigger a caution. They had to admin the caution. Everybody's coming to pit road here, Wesley.
Oh, yeah, here they come. And understanding this is between their pit window, between 29 to 31 laps. They could possibly push it to about 35, maybe if they got the courage, but 29 to 31 laps, the pit window, and here comes the cavalry on the pit lane. Except for Evan Coleman in 51, Rob Sherwood in 29, and Will Duvall in 32. They will stay out. Everyone else is in. Pit stall 1. DeWeese is there. 4 tires and fuel. Looks like Matthew Gilliams is there. So is also the other cars. Massey overshot his pit stall. He had to back up, lost about a second. Here comes Caleb Smith off the pit lane, Greg. And here comes Squealing Tires also for DeWeese.
Smith wins the race off pit road. Took the fast repair, but I did not see the tires go up on the number 12. Yeah, it may have been a full-only pit stop as the field rolls out. By the way, challenge was issued in the chat. 1 second, let me make sure I get this right here. I want to make sure I read it correctly. It came from the team owner of Banff Motorsports, Brett Berkheimer. $10 to the winner, courtesy of Banff Motorsports and the likes there. And he has issued a challenge to other viewers in the chat right now, in the viewership. Let's have someone match it right now. Let's see how high we can get this winner's payout here. Already $10 courtesy of Brett Berkheimer, issuing a challenge to the rest of the chat. Let's issue or see how high we can get it. $10 to start. Looking to match it. Let's see how high we can get it.
There we go. And while that goes on, Coleman is on the pit lane. Spencer Hardison as well in 9. And those drivers coming to the pits. Rob Sherwood, now the new leader of the number 29. The National Guard Earnhardt Jr. throwback colors. Behind him, Will Duvall, Caleb Smith, Braxton DeWeese, Ross Tatum top 5, Sawblade, top 5. There you see him on the upper left. We will take a quick break, and we will come back with more from Darlington as we are after lap 55.
I want to show you what we can do. It's like a newborn puppy. Like, I want to show you how cute we are. Come see us. Come see what we can do. You'll be amazed. My name is Kim Connolly-Wilner. I worked for Studio for almost 4 years. I project engineer, creative direction, graphic designer. Outside of Studio, I like to paint, knit, crochet. My favorite thing about working for Studio is the ability to be around like-minded people. And the work is cool. When I was first told about Studio, is the wood shop, the metal shop, and how they can take nothing and build it. That's what I've been around my whole life, so to have the opportunity to actually work here is pretty amazing. When I came onto Studio, Tom was sort of this unicorn. So you'd hear his voice, you'd catch a glimpse of him, you just naturally wanted to be around him. This big smile. I loved to go into his office and kind of poke at him, see what he was working on, have him talk to me about past projects. I wanted to learn what he knew. This is his legacy, everything. You feel him every day. When you sit down and you're starting a new project, it really is something in the back of your mind, like, would Tom like this? Would he think this is cool? You know, he was kind of a mentor to a lot of people, so you don't want to disappoint even though he's not around us anymore.
Ready to come back for the restart. You didn't miss a thing. Sherwood ready on the outside lane, bringing us back to green on lap 56. Back underway. Sherwood pulls away in 29 on the green flag restart, Greg.
Sherwood to the lead. DeWeese already getting around Duvall for the second spot. Duvall sticking with it this time in number 32. Problems in the back. One car going for a slide. It's number 8. Going for a slide of Ronnie Shirk. We stay green for the time being, but Shirk going around under the yellow line once again.
And there's another one of those Dale Earnhardt Jr. throwback Budweiser colors. When he was running for DEI, Ronnie Shirk gets back going, saves the handle, keeps on going, but he's way, way in the back. In 20, well, he fell back to what, 23rd? Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is the battle for third right now. Duvall
in the wall. Duvall in the wall again. Duvall in the wall for the third time.
Look at Grant to the inside there to try to dodge it, and Tatum brings the Matador by there, following Caleb Smith. Duvall's in trouble as he's hit the wall a couple of times now. Tucker Wingo to the inside in the number 99. Then he's running for a new.
Gotta wonder if
one car
problems.
around.
Wow.
That's Cody Terry.
Cody Terry going around in 22, and the caution coming out.
Jonathan Woods right in front of him. Zach Peterson behind him.
Series sponsor on the car, number 22, and up the hill into the wall, tags off the 96 machine of Peterson, and here we go again, along with Zachary Stone getting collected.
Someone else got collected too, a white car streaked by, may have been Altus in the number 94, if I saw that correctly. There's Altus there, so not him, but there was a white car that streaked through there. Perhaps the 18 of Robbie Helms, the Dr. Pepper car, may have been the other car involved there.
Cautions, breed cautions, and we're under yellow flag again.
Helms does have some damage on the right side. Let's see if we can take a look at it.
Yep.
This is live in the 18. He's coming down pit road. There's Peterson behind him. Take one more look at the swag replay, watching the 18 of Helms, and see if it's him who got a piece of it. There's the incident in front of him. Watch up top, right.
Oh! Yeah, he got tagged. Terry tagged him on the driver's side of the 18. And the Dr. Pepper, number 18. Hey, how about the 83 car? Look at that car. Remember, look at, go back to the pits. Number 83, Zachary Stone. Remember that car? Chattanooga Chew?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Bodine.
Classic.
A classic car right there, driven by Jeffrey Bodine.
I love how the crew is just sitting around there mingling with themselves as 83 just sits on pit road. You probably wonder if Zachary Stone's just sitting in there like, guys, you gonna come over and fix my car? Why you just sitting there?
Yeah, well, social distancing.
There? Guys, fix it!
There goes the Dr. Pepper, number 18 of Helms back out. Oh, look at this car. LSR TV number 13. Oh, the pit box is open. He's working on Altus's car.
Yeah, the toolbox is open there on Altus's car. They didn't even have the toolbox open on the 83.
By the way, people, we
infuriated right now.
Exactly. But by the way, we know that this is virtual. We know that these guys do not magically move around and hop around the cars and skip to my loo to change tires and add fuel. I mean, technically they do, but you can't see it. Yeah, it's the magic men.
Magic. It's been a magic night for Braxton DeWeese in the number 15.
They call it
back to the lead once again. In the number 15. Leading the way again, has led far and away the most laps here tonight in the Dale Earnhardt throwback. It said Dale Earnhardt throwback on our notes, but again, we talked about Ricky Rudd drove this car as well.
Yes.
With the Wrangler colors on the 15, but it said Dale Earnhardt, so he's paying tribute to when Dale Earnhardt drove it.
He is.
The number 15,
and by the way, and honestly, Dale Jr. drove a car like that one time.
Very similar. Drove the number 3 Wrangler car to victory lane at Daytona.
That's right. Last race at Daytona, he drove in the Xfinity Series. He ran that car and he won with it.
And that was the last time he drove the number 3.
Yep.
He said in his victory lane interview, he's like, "This is it. Not driving 3 again. Can't think of a better way to end it."
And from there, Austin Dillon, Richard Childress' grandson, took the wheel. Of course, he won the Daytona 500 in 2018. After Earnhardt won it 20 years before, 1998.
How poetic was that, too, for Austin Dillon to win that 20 years after Earnhardt won his, and he did the exact same victory celebration, drawing the 3, the infield grass. You couldn't produce that any better. That was a magical moment for Austin Dillon to get that win. His second career Cup Series victory, mind you, was that one. Where is Smith going in the number 12?
Caleb Smith. Ooh, he better not do that. That's a no-no.
He's just getting up there, seeing if he can hear what kind of music they're listening to in the pace truck. He's like, "Hey, what you guys listening to in here? You guys got the AC in there?"
Yeah, they're jamming in the South, so they probably got some Shenandoah on there. Sunday in the South, you know.
They got some Bojangles on board in there.
There you go. Give me some Supremes. Here we come back to the restart zone. I'm getting hungry. Bone Collector 200. Lap 64, we're working. 63 in, Green back in the air. DeWeese on the whole shot again. Smith battling along with Grant. The Matador behind him in Tatum. And up the hill they go again out of 2.
Ross Tatum has been so impressive here in this series so far, Wesley. Always seems to find himself near the front, near the end of the race. Here he is in around the middle of this event, and here he is up at the front yet again, doing another fantastic job aboard that number 1 right now. Just trying to wheel it down and get up there and seal this one out early as we got a new leader, Grant, to the lead in the number 5 with a big power move in the turn number 1. GoDaddy to the lead.
Yeah, and that's not the colors for Danica Patrick either. That's the colors for Mark Martin when he drove that car for Hendrick. Number 5. Oh, and I'm understanding the 51 of Evan Coleman got damage, hit under caution flag on his 51 machine. He'll still keep on going. But nonetheless, the man out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Jacob Grant out in front. DeWeese will fall back to second. Tatum third. Here comes DeWeese on the inside. Back to the lead in 3, Greg.
Power move by DeWeese to get around his teammate Grant in the 5. I keep getting Grant and Smith mixed up for some reason, and you would think now this is the second league I've called them in. You think I'd have it sorted out by now, but I don't. As Grant making a run at DeWeese once again in the number 5, but DeWeese able to get a nice run in there on the inside in the number 15, trying to pull away from Grant a little bit here. What a performance by Braxton DeWeese in the number 15, and there's probably my pick for best throwback so far here tonight. I love the Davey Allison throwback that Gilliams is driving. Got Tucker Wingo right in front of him. Ross Tatum, another great throwback there, but how can you not love the Davey colors there on the 28?
Close it in on lap number 67. Close it in on 70 circuits here so far. The Bone Collector 200. Round number 4. Matt Dyer on pit road in 88.
Left side is just going down, and he's not rolling yet, so he's might be getting some damage repaired or possibly a penalty served on the number 88. We'll have to wait for confirmation on that. What a run he had last week at Kansas, Wesley. We talked about it a moment ago. Great run for Dyer as we check back in this battle that's on for 4th between Tucker Wingo and Matt Gilliams. Notice the green bar on Wingo's name means he has a win. He's locked in. He won in New Hampshire 2 weeks ago. Gilliams in the 28 outside of the playoffs right now, but still trying to get himself a win. Winning, you're in here in the playoffs. Just 2 cars out of the race right now. Those being Zybart and Beasley.
You know, here's the thing, Greg. You think about drivers like Joshua Altus in 94, Spencer Hardison in 9, last week's winner at Kansas in 20th and 21st. Regardless of what bad night they have for the rest of the season, they're going to the playoffs. That's the benefit of knowing that you got that green bar. That regardless of whatever happens from here, you know you're going to the postseason because when the playoffs start, the points reset.
That's got to be a huge comfort for them in the number 94 and 9, knowing that they have that comfort. They can afford a bad night here. Wingo having a great night up in the 4th position. We're watching him try to hold off Gilliams in the 28, getting a run now on Tatum in the number 1, and Tatum has had a very impressive season. You know what surprises me though, Wesley, right now? The 15 of DeWeese, as he's under pressure again from Grant. Look at the color on his bar, black. He's not even in a playoff position right now, despite the great runs he's had.
That's right. Hey, by the way, tomorrow night, Thursday at Thunder for the LSIR TV and CRN Sports. It will be the trucks, the swag at PMI Truck Series. They'll be in action 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. And then it is off to Richmond. We're going to be at Eldora on the dirt at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for the Swag PMI Truck Series. Then it is Richmond for race number 3 of the playoffs for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Truck Series, Northwest iRacing Truck Series. And Greg, that should be a good one from Richmond.
I'm looking very forward to Richmond, Wesley, in this one. We got to call a race at Richmond earlier this week as Tatum get the big move on Grant for a second. We got to call quite the interesting race at Richmond. And
Monday night.
The way that race was for the first 3 quarters of it, we didn't think it was going to be as interesting as that finish was. But boy,
well, you didn't. I mean, we didn't. Me and Charles told you we thought it was going to be a quiet race. And my goodness, down to the end. And you know, and that's what gets me about races, Greg. You know, you announce races in the Northwest United States. I announce all over the country. We see races on TV. We see races. We go to races. What defines a race? What makes the race be of something memorable, or, you know, or can it be boring until the end, and then the end offer the excitement, and then people say, oh man, that was a hell of a race. We enjoyed that race. What is it that makes a race in your opinion?
Well, for me, it actually kind of is a 2-part answer here. I separate a race from a race, or what makes a race a great race and what makes a finish a great finish. A great finish doesn't necessarily define a race to me. To me, a great race means, hey, throughout the course of the race, we've had this, you know, everybody taking their shot at Braxton Deweese. Deweese having the time of his life right now in that number 15 with the LSR TV logo on board here as he's looking out the back at Ross Tatum. This has been a great race for Braxton Deweese, but for me, a great race means, hey, they're drivers, they kept it clean, they raced with respect, and they put on a heck of a show, and it wasn't just, you know, one driver going out and just throttling the field by a full straightaway. Whereas for a great finish, it can be a case of a driver going out, destroying the field, but a late race caution all of a sudden throws a monkey wrench into it, and then everything else. For me, a great race and a great finish are 2 totally separate things.
I think so as well. I mean, I've literally seen races where they have been snooze fests, but you have one awesome finish, and people say, man, that was a great race. No, that was a great finish to the race. But then there's other times where you see a race and it goes from the drop of the green to the end. Like, for instance, the Martinsville race for the Cup Series on Sunday. That was a entertaining show. I will say that. Regardless of the speculation or the controversy of whatever's going on between Jones and Hamlin and all the other stuff that went on there, Greg, the race itself was exciting. All 500 laps at Martinsville.
Yeah, it was a great show at Martinsville. And to follow up on another point that you mentioned there a moment ago, as we check out between Wingo and Gilliams, as Tatum losing a little bit of ground to Deweese now. Just because a great race happens all day, I've seen races where it's like, oh man, this has been a great race start to finish. We've had, 9 lead changes here in this 100 lap race. This is going to be an awesome finish. We got a shootout here for the final 25 laps. What's going to happen? And then all of a sudden someone just pulls away, and it's like, well, that was anticlimactic. So the finish doesn't make the race great, but it can definitely leave a sour taste in your mouth if the finish is anticlimactic. And we're hoping it's not like this tonight, because this has been a great showing by Braxton Deweese, but I've been very impressed at how everybody has been able to come up, take a shot at Deweese in the number 15.
But he gets it back.
The lead. Yeah, Deweese has been able to fend off just about every one of them. In fact, he's only been passed under green 1 time tonight. That was by Grant in the number 5 car. By the way, that number 83 car going by there, that's not for a position. He's a couple laps down in that number 83, as he had that damage earlier. The crew was kind of just hanging out, not fixing the car, put him a few laps down. Here, only 3 cars out of the race right now. Zybart, Beasley, and Cass still being credited on pit road, but I believe he is out of the race.
And that was Zachary Stone, by the way, in the number 83 machine. 4 laps down, 1 car not a lap down. Actually, there's multiple cars a lap down, and that's Coleman. So there is 20 cars in the lead lap. Coleman 2 laps down. If a caution was to come out, Coleman would get the wave around or the free pass and get his lap back in 51. Our producers mentioned that he had got damage on the 51 car under caution. to something Nadav is doing here. Hey, by the way, something else as well. We are approaching halfway in the Bone Collector 200. Lap 96 will be halfway, and then we go another 96 circuits for 192 laps, 200 miles officially around Darlington Raceway. I kind of remember as a kid when I used to go with my dad to Darlington, and one of the races was the NASCAR Busch Series race, Greg, and they run 200 laps. Not 200 laps, they ran 192 laps. That's the official scheduled distance. And I just said to my dad, I was like, Dad, well, why are they 8 laps shy of 200? Did they call the race? And he's like, and I was young at the time. And he says, no, son, no, they run 192 laps. That's the distance for 200 miles, because you got to remember, Darlington is just shy of over a mile. So, and as I got older, I learned about distance and the, breaking it down and taking 500 divided by 1.5 or 2.5 or whatnot, and finally figuring out how to do it. But I always remember that story as a kid, Greg.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. We had a car playing peekaboo down on the apron and did not trigger caution. It was the 96 of Zach Peterson, much like we've seen a couple of times prior. He was around and into the wall in the infield, but did not trigger a caution because, again, below the racing surface, did not trigger caution. He just limped it around back to pit road. He's now 2 laps down in the number 96, already used a fast repair. This could be the end of his night if things aren't a quick repair for him on the 96. We'll see how much optional damage versus required damage he has, but Peterson, he's in trouble now, 21st on the board.
10 laps, make it 9 laps coming up to halfway. 10 remaining to halfway. As out in front is DeWeese. There is the man in second. That's Tatum. Ross Tatum in the number 1. The Matador colors of Bobby Allison, one of the greats of the sport. Then you've also got the number 5, and that is the driver of Jacob Grant, driving the Mark Martin Hendrick throwback car. Here comes Zachary Stone, the Chattanooga Chew 83 throwback for Jeffrey Bodine, down to the inside. 4 laps down, 3 laps down, trying to become. And honestly, Greg, that does show you, as we got a car on the pit lane. I think
that's
this
Tucker
is
Wingo.
Wingo's car. Yeah, Tucker Wingo, the New Hampshire winner on the pit lane in 99. But by the way, that shows you how good Stone's car is. Even though he's multiple laps down, he's literally hanging with the lead pack, trying to fight to get back one of his laps.
Essentially got a brand new sponsor, or brand new race car here. Brand new sponsor on the number 54. Scroll up in the chat to remember where Mr. Breckheim let us know of that.
I love the conversation of everybody in the chat box. Having fun.
Downforce Air Solutions. Downforce Air Solutions, the new sponsor.
Yes.
Thank you, Brett Berkheimer, for the number 54, correcting us there. So thank you, Brett, for getting us the info there on Jack Ely's number 54. Again, team owner, Brett Berkheimer.
Remember, Brett's also putting up that Brett's put up that $10 to any winner of the race tonight.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, we still got that challenge from Brett. He's put up $10 to the winner. It's still up to match. And remember, 1 comment per will count to see who gets the $25 courtesy of LSR TV. And right now, I'm seeing a lot of comments cheering on Brockton Packard and a lot of different names with it as well. So we'll have to go back through the chat and confirm it. But right now, it looks like Brockton Packard leading the way in that one.
And we also have green flag pit stops underway. Here comes the number 10 on the pit lane as well. That's Woods.
I love this one. I love this one, Wesley. The Elliott Sadler throwback.
It does, yes, sir. Yeah.
That's his
back when he drove the Motorcraft car, if you remember.
And Sitco, I believe, was on there too. The old Wood Brothers Sitco sponsorship days. And if I recall, Wesley, Elliott Sadler's first of 3 Cup wins came in that paint scheme right there. If I recall,
that's right. Yeah,
at Bristol.
Yeah.
Jacob Grant now on pit road in the number 5. He's been up in the top 3 pretty much all day. It took a turn up front in the GoDaddy Toyota. Paying tribute to Mark Martin. There's Gilliams, the Davey Allison throwback on board the Chevy Camaro here tonight. He's on pit road. Still no sign of Braxton Deweese coming down pit road just yet. There goes Grant in the 5. Cody Terry up to second now. Packard, who's paying tribute to Clint Boyer here tonight. He is in 3rd right now. Here's Tyler Stooksbury, a Dale Earnhardt throwback coming down pit road. Stooksbury's had a couple good runs.
Cookout? Does that say Cookout?
Looking
No,
for
it says loose end tied off.
That's his podcast.
I know, but I for a second there I thought he said Cookout on the car. I was getting hungry. Yeah,
And that says Toyota.
Yeah,
on
that's
the back
like
of the
that's like
Rainbow
an
Warriors
abomination
car.
right there. I was about to say something about that when I saw the Chevrolet for the 28 of Davey Allison's car for Gilliams. You know, he drove a Ford Thunderbird, and then you got number 4 here. Yeah, that's right. It's not an abomination. It's 2020. Anything can happen. And then you got Massey in a Ford. That should have been a Chevrolet car. He's in a Toyota.
Gotta love 2020 where different things happen. Brockton
This
Packard
is not
leading the way
fake
in the
news. You were
24.
seeing it, by the way, live on LSR TV. And you're
It's still 2020. There's a
and
Dale
Shirk's
Jr.
on pit
throwback.
lane in the 8 car.
Bobby Helms coming down, the number 18 Toyota. That's correct. That adds up. Dr. Pepper on board the 18.
Number
oh boy,
18 on the
Fast
pit
repair
lane.
on the number 18, and our producer is trying to cash in on the traditional race of let's see if we can get our announcers to break right now. Messing with us in our ear. Here comes race leader
Boyer's
Broxton
car,
Packard.
24 on the pit lane.
That's
Oh,
funny.
and by the way, we are halfway next time by. We're making green flag pit stops just at halfway as Packard is on the pit lane, and here comes now
Sherwood.
He's
He's going to slide into his pit stall. He's got the Dale Jr. throwback as well to his
Sherwood
final
in
National
29.
Guard victory.
Here comes Hardison, all tore up in 9, brought out a caution earlier. He's on the pit lane.
Paying tribute to Jimmy Johnson tonight. Won at
Joshua
Kansas last
Altus
week.
was the new leader, but he come down to the pit lane now. Here he is. This is going to give the lead back to Wingo. And by the way, Greg, he pitted first.
Yeah, Tucker Wingo was the one that started the pit tradition there, and Wesley, you caved on that one. Our producer got him here on that one.
I
Not gonna
never
repeat
said,
what he said.
wait a minute now. I never said that Wingo was his name-o. Oh, wait a minute. I just
That
did.
was
We're
Charles.
halfway.
That was our producer in the air.
We are halfway here at Darlington. Wingo, Tatum, Grant Ely, Gilliams, Massey, the top 5. Massey, Stooksbury, Woods, Terry, and Fournette in the top 10.
Haven't talked about Fournette yet in the number 14, a teammate to the
Having
BRE
a quiet
boys.
night. Having a quiet night.
Quiet night, but it has been a successful night for Fournette in the number 14. There he is in car number 14. Let's take a look at what he's got going here in the number 14.
Doing all good all by myself. There he is in the 14 car. What throwback color is that, do you think? Dottie's? Understanding our producer is saying the car is sponsored by Dottie's on the 14. Dottie's Family Market.
Understanding we got problems on Braxton Deweese in the number 15. Came down, missed pit road, and is 2 laps down because he got hit entering his pit stall. Is now 2 laps down. Braxton Deweese in the 15.
Wow. Always something happens to that number 15. The young man of the Toyota, Braxton Deweese. The fast qualifier, snake bit once again here at the Lady in Black. We are after halfway. Let's take a look at the Saw Blade top 5. We're going to go side by side. You don't miss a thing. Wingo, Grant, Tatum, Gilliams, Massey just snuck in the top 5. And we come back to Darlington with more in a moment. The SNB Cup Series. This is the Bone Collector 200 on LSR TV and CRN Sports.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customer and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Saw Blade top 5, no change in the positions. Welcome back to Darlington Raceway. The Bone Collector 200 continues along. Round number 4 of the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters, on your home for sim racing, LSR TV, the live simracingtv.com, or wearecrn.com. Wesley Outland, Greg Rance, Charles Wooten in the production chair. Hey, let's take a look real quickly at the track conditions as we are halfway through this race. See if it's changed any. Temperature dropped down just a little bit under the lights at Darlington. Virtually, it's now 77 degrees. Track temp, though, Greg, pretty much staying the same. Up 1, actually.
It's up 1 degree. We got a battle for the lead right now here, Wesley, as here comes Jacob Grant coming in for the lead on Tucker Wingo. Say hello, Jacob Grant, to the lead for the second time here tonight, trying to avenge what happened to his teammate. The number 50 of DeWeese having that issue on pit road on that last cycle of pit stops, as here comes the 5 to the lead. He's got Josh Altus behind him, but Altus is trying to get his lap back right now under green here in the number 94. He's in the lucky dog position if the caution came out, but he's going to take the spot away. He's going to get himself unlapped under green. That's going to be something that Rob Sherwood likes to see, because now Sherwood is in the lucky dog position.
That just shows you how strong Joshua Altus's car is, as he can be able to power away from the leader, Grant,
Again, he's paying
on his own without having to get a caution.
Yeah, he's paying tribute to his father right now, Wesley, in that number 94.
By the way, we are in a long green flag cycle right now.
Oh, by far, all day in this one.
Sounded like a robot. We couldn't figure out what you said. What'd you say?
Oh, sorry. I just had a big connection glitch there. Apologies for that. Caution's out, and that and what I just said was the longest green flag run of the race.
I spoke too soon. Caution is out. Long green flag run gone. And it's Cody Terry in 22 put us under caution again, Greg.
Second time tonight. See that my connection issue saved me from falling for the announcer's curse. That one goes on you, my buddy.
It's my fault.
Hey, as I was saying, I was following up on your point. I had the connection issue, so technically mine didn't come through. By the time I came back, caution was out. We're watching the Ely got the wall, and it bounced down in front of Terry, and bing, right into the wall.
And that's the reason why the caution got through, because he got threw up into the apron on the racing groove, and it's not down in the bottom.
Yeah, back up there under the white line, above the white line, excuse me, brought out the caution.
So we've had a long green flag run. We just saw a cycle of green flag pit stops. Greg Brentz, do you think they come back down to the pit lane again under yellow?
Looks like a couple of drivers are. Mixed bag on pit road. We got Tucker Wingo coming down. Looks like the 10 is coming down pit road. Jonathan Woods. Mixed bag here. A couple of cars coming down pit road. Wingo was in second when he came down.
There goes Cody Terry, all tore up in 22, the one that brought out the yellow flag. And by the way, Joshua Altus does get his lap back. He was past the leader, Grant, when the yellow flag fell. And Sherwood will get now the free pass as well, being the car first a lap down. A couple of other drivers will have the opportunity, if they wish, to take advantage of the wave around at 1 to go.
How big is that, Wesley? How big is that for Sherwood to get that lucky dog? Because just before that, Altus was able to unlap himself under green a half lap before that caution came out. How big is that for Sherwood to get himself? Oh yeah,
it's big for him, for sure. It's big.
There's Braxton DeWeese in the number 15, and again, looking back, we believe we may have found what happened to DeWeese under green. Our producer's been looking for it since we got word of it happening. We believe we may have found what happened with Braxton DeWeese while he was leading. Oh, right there, yeah. He came down to try to get pit road and got hit by Hardison in the back there. So
okay,
nice
so this is what happened. This is what happened earlier in the race. Matter of fact, we want to thank Hazardous for the comment in the chat box letting us know, and we weren't even aware of it. By the way, we can only call what we see, and of course, at the time that was not shown to us on the production feed. But good work by the LSR TV production staff to find a replay to show you, and that's kind of what happened to Braxton DeWeese there. Greg, to put him in a slump now. Put him maybe a lap down if he takes the wave around, because I don't think he pitted.
I believe he did come down.
Yes, he did. He did pit. You did, yep. Yeah, he did.
2 laps down currently, and he's the first car 2 laps down. There are 4 cars ahead of him 1 lap down. Ronnie Shirk, Spencer Hardison, who was the driver he got hit by, Logan Calderwood, and Robbie Helms. They're ahead of DeWeese, so I believe did come down pit road, so he will not get the wave around in number 15, so he will still be 2 laps down here.
113 of 192 laps. You see the coverage up on the ticker. Bone Collector 200, race number 4 of the SNB Cup Series, presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters. Tomorrow night, Swag PMI Truck Series from Eldora on the dirt. Should be a good one. And then the nightcap at 11:45 Eastern for the next round of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, round 3 of the playoffs for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs. And that'll be from Richmond.
Brightsman and West are the 2 drivers that have locked themselves into the round of 8. Will we see another driver lock themselves in? The problem for that logic is Dan West Jr. led every single lap last time we were at Richmond in the spring here for the Northwest Truck Series, so definitely we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Should be a good one tomorrow night.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to LSR TV, ring the notification bell, because that will notify you when we go live for both the truck race at Richmond and the truck dirt race coming up for the Swag Series. Wesley, you know more about.
It's going to be a fun one, man. Coming up, the Swag Dirt Race. We'll have a lot more information on that coming up, as well as the race coming up in November, the rescheduled. Of course, the Thanksgiving Classic at Kinley, postponed this year because of COVID. And we are going to have a Swag sanctioned Thanksgiving Classic, 3 nights of racing, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I want to say it's the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Street stocks. Oh, really?
I understand we have an update on that here coming up, as look at this, a new leader, Tyler Stooksbury, with a run on the outside, moved the other new High Five Racing driver to the lead in the number 19 as he rocketed around Ross Tatum and Jacob Grant in the number 1. All of a sudden, Tyler Stooksbury out to the lead in the number 19.
Hey, let's rest our voices. with Stewksbury out in front now, and a host of other cars as well. It's time to kick some asphalt extended here at Darlington. Extended kicking the asphalt here at Darlington. Bone Collector 200. And Greg, how about Tyler Stewksbury showing his wrath of momentum in the black car, number 19, out in front.
Doing a fantastic job right now, Wesley, but what in the world happened? Jacob Grant to number 5. He was up front on this restart. He has fallen back to 10th in that number 5 car. Something has gone sour on the number 5. Did he not pit on this last caution? I can't remember if he came down pit road or not. He's got 30 laps on his tire, so no, that's what's going on with the number 5. He faded all the way back to the 10th spot because he did not pit for High Five Racing in the number 5. So he's trying to save a set of tires to get catch another caution here later on in this one. As Stewksbury leading the way, Roth Tatum and Gilliams in third. And Wesley, notice again the black bar on Stewksbury, the race leader. He's not in a playoff position either, but a win tonight at Darlington could put him into the playoffs, and all of a sudden he's got a little bit of a lead over Tatum.
Stewksbury up the racetrack as here comes Tatum, Gilliams, 1, 2, and 3. Smith is 4th. Flip-flop that now. Wingo will move to the number 4 position. And normally we see, as we look at Wingo now, Wingo and the 12 car, Caleb Smith. Normally he's in the 25. He's in the 12 now. Battling also with Cody Burnett. Joshua Altus right there climbing back through the ladder. And man, I got to say again, Greg, I am impressed with Cody Burnett in the 14 car behind Altus right there. Look at him. Good run for him tonight. Staying out of trouble.
Got a new sponsor on board. We were told via T-Motor Brett Birkenheim. Thanks again, Brett, for for all the info on this. We couldn't do it without you there, helping us out with a couple different new sponsors tonight on his entries for Net, Ely, and the 54. And remember, he also put up $10 to the race winner here tonight, and he's looking for people to match it. Still got a few laps left, quite a bit left, so still plenty of time for you guys to get up there and match it. And let's see how big we can get this winner's purse.
Want to send a shout out to Appalachian Holler Hunters in our YouTube chat broadcast feed, giving away some free merchandise Free AHH t-shirts and Mountaineer Outfitters decal to a lucky fan. Random draw coming soon. Whoever goes and subscribes to their YouTube channel, as when you're subscribing to LSR TV, also subscribe to Appalachian Holler Hunters.
Are we eligible is what I want to know.
No, I don't think we're eligible.
I'm going to write a petition. I'm going to protest this. Yeah,
I mean, if they gave us an Appalachian Holler Hunters t-shirt, I'd wear it on the broadcast on Wednesday night. I'll even take a selfie and send it to them,
Maybe we can get that on the broadcast. We got something in the works also for another series. It won't be able to debut this Sunday night with the Northwest Tour at North Wilkesboro.
Right.
We got a little something in the works here
another
for week
series?
number 3. No, something for the broadcast there.
Oh, okay.
So
I saw some of that conversation. Not going to say anything. Don't want to spill the beans.
Yeah, but make sure you tune in not just this Sunday when we hit North Wilkesboro, but check out race number 3 as we have a battle for the lead going on. Ross Tatum and Gilliam's going after Stooksbury.
Well, Stooksbury a little loose there. Gilliam's now to the lead.
He's got Braxton DeWeese behind him in that number 15. DeWeese trying to get one of his laps back under green here, showing why that number 15 was the fastest car all day. Jacob Grant came down pit road. He's got 4 Dr. Feelgoods on. Watch Braxton DeWeese here. He's going to get a run down the inside, and he's going to make a move into turn 3. I can feel it. Here it comes. He's taking a peek to the bottom. He's going to get this lap back under green. DeWeese now 1 lap down. Fastest car on the track still. However, just with everything that happened earlier as Gilliams comes back up, this is going to allow Tatum to get a run on the outside. Gilliams tried to cross him over, allows Tatum to take the lead in the number 1. Coca-Cola car, the Dominator. Oh, Wingo in the wall behind third place. He comes down right in front of Stooksbury, and Wingo has to make the save. That's going to allow Tatum to pull away, and Ross Tatum suddenly trying to put DeWeese back 2 laps down here. Braxton DeWeese trying to get up there and catch. Next up will be Keenan Massey in the number 4, trying to gain spots. He's got to get to Robbie Helms in the number 18 to get in the Lucky Dog spot.
And that battle continues again as we're watching them, man. I'll tell you what a slip there a moment ago for Wingo. And here comes now DeWeese getting back to 1 lap down. Caution comes out, put him back in the field. He's back in business. And that shows you how strong that 15 car is.
He needs a caution, but he's not in the Lucky Dog spot just yet. Look, Lucky Dog is currently the Dr. Pepper number 18 of Robbie Helms, who's almost a full lap ahead of Braxton DeWeese. So DeWeese is going to need a caution to come out so he can catch back up. Helms would get his lap back. Then he just has to deal with Massey, Hardison, and Packard to be able to get back on the lead lap. So DeWeese is going to need a caution. Then he's going to need to get up past those 3, then catch another caution to make this happen.
And I'll be honest with you, Greg, we got 60 laps to go here. So I still think he's got plenty of time.
Plenty of time to do it. Jacob Grant going for the lead now, or not the lead, but he's trying to get a lap back in the number 5. We're waiting to see where he is being scored. He is 2 laps down as well. He gets around DeWeese as well. That's for position, by the way. The 5 and the 15. 5 on fresher tires right now than DeWeese. That pass on the 15, his teammate, was 4 positions. So all of a sudden, Jacob Grant up into the 15th spot now. Moved DeWeese back to 16th. And Grant trying to make a charge up there to get back on the lead lap.
Greg, I got a question. Could DeWeese take a wave around if he doesn't pit and get his lap back?
He could. I don't know if that's a risk he'd be wanting to take.
I mean, I'm just thinking. You're thinking, thinking theoretically here. I mean, he's 1 lap down. We get a caution. He could stay out, not pit, and he can take the wave around, and he goes back on the lead lap as well.
Problem with that, Wesley, is we've had some green flag runs a bit longer now. Here comes the commentator's curse. Press F or F's in the chat right now if the caution comes out in the next 3 laps. But the problem with that is
Altus off the pace, bottom of the apron.
Here it comes.
We're good. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay, we stay green. All right, so the problem if DeWeese takes the wave around, he'll still be on this tires where everyone else will come in for fresh tires. If this goes a long green flag run, he might find himself right back a lap down because of how old those tires are in that number 15. So that's my concern on DeWeese taking the wave around.
Here comes the number 10 with the throwback colors for Elliott Sadler. in the number 10 Woods on pit lane. We might be seeing another cycle of green flag pit stops beginning here.
We might
Here
see
comes
a pass
Altus
for
on the
lead.
pit lane.
We might see a pass for the lead as well. Action on pit road, action for the race lead. Gilliams is knocking on the door of the Dominator right now. Ross Tatum is under pressure from Gilliams, and behind that, knock, knock, here comes Tucker Wingo, the New Hampshire winner. He's looking to become the first repeat winner of the season.
By the way, if Tatum wins, he will make the fourth different winner on the series, as there has been 3 different winners. Altus won at Daytona. Wingo won a wild one at New Hampshire that went into triple overtime. And, of course, Hardison won the race last week at Kansas.
One car has parked it for tonight. Brockton Packard, the number 24 Boyer tribute. He goes behind the wall, so he is done for the night. Tough one there for Brockton Packard. For the lead on the outside, Matthew Gilliams going after Tatum, who's coming down pit road, Wesley. Here comes the Dominator, Ross Tatum, for the lead.
Gilliams to the lead. Tatum on the pit lane in the 1 car. The Matador. Could this be the money stop with under 60 laps to go? Number 1 onto the pit lane, and we could start to be seeing a cycle of green flag pit stops with over 50 laps remaining, Greg. Here they come.
The Matador on pit road got an update from the crew of Brockton Packard in the number 24. He said, the wall hit me too many times. So, unfortunately, Packard done for the night. Too much damage on the Boyer tribute to continue after the wall hit him. And, yeah, you know how that goes as a race car driver, man. That wall just reach out and grab you, and you're just out there minding your own business, and all of a sudden the wall just grabs you and says, nope, you're coming to me.
I love how Eric Guevara is doing racing trivia in the chat box as well.
Yeah, we have to go through and see if we can answer these questions.
We're so busy in the broadcast, we ain't got time to be looking at the chat box. And I can't even think. He asked 3 questions. I know that much.
I know one of them was name 2 drivers, and then he changed it to just name one of the 2 that have 5 Southern 500 wins. I saw that one, but
well, Jeff Gordon's one. Jeff Gordon's one. I know that much.
Richard Petty, I believe, is the other one.
No, David Pearson.
Pearson, yeah, he's up there. Another one is this one I know for sure. Final trivia question that he posted. We have to go back and find the second one. Who was the driver to get his one and only win in the Southern 500 in 2011? I know that one. I remember that one. That was the first row for Furniture Row Racing.
Yeah,
Regan
that
Smith.
was Regan Smith. You're exactly right. What'd you say? We'll answer his questions when he puts the questions in chat. Okay.
No, we'll answer the questions when he posts the answers in chat and make it sound like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. By the way, I'm not even looking at the chat right now. I'm looking at the monitor, but Tewksbury back out in front. 50 laps to go here at Darlington. The Bone Collector 200.
By the way, Wesley, right now it's Tewksbury, Sherwood, and Smith out there. Only 3 cars are on the lead lap. And remember the Northwest Cup race we called at Darlington that had that super odd thing happen with the server where like half the drivers got parked?
Tidrick won it. BJ Tidrick
won it, yes. But here's why I'm bringing that up right now. When that happened, we were in this position right now with only 3 or 4 cars on the lead lap, including Tidrick, who had just took a fast repair when that happened and the caution came out. So all of a sudden, there was only 5 cars on the lead lap when we went green, and Tidrick had a brand new race car because of the fast repair, fresh tires, and the race lead, and only 3 or 4 cars on the lead lap. All he had to do was keep it out of trouble for 20 laps. He did exactly that. I'm wondering if Tyler Tewksbury may have caught the replay of that and just been like, hey, I wonder if this can happen. Someone throw a caution. Someone throw a caution. Come on. Something happened. Come on.
We don't want that to happen, though. Remember that it was very interesting. We literally had
He's coming on pit road. Here comes the 19 of Tewksbury.
We had a 30-minute rain delay, if you want to call it that.
We can call it that. Tewksbury on pit road now in the number 19, so he's going to forfeit the lead in the tied-in loose-off Earnhardt tribute. And you can check out his podcast on Spotify. Tyler Stooksbury in the number 19. I believe Rob Sherwood came down pit road as well from second. I believe this will complete the cycle of green flag pit stops, if I'm not mistaken.
So here they come down on the pit lane. Dukesbury, Sherwood in the pits. This is going to give the lead back to Ross Tatum in the number 1. Which, by the way, somebody is saying that the Matador colors were red, white, and blue. I always thought that, well, I know that the Matador was 2 colors, and I know that he drove 2 cars, and that's one of them. But they're saying the Matador was red, white, and blue.
Got some splaining to do. But Tatum back to the lead.
Nobody.
Tatum back to the lead in the number 1. He's got Wingo in second.
Bobby
Williams
Allison drove
third.
a car with that color.
By the way, Braxton DeWeese now only has 2 more cars to catch up to get himself back on the lead lap that everything is cycled through. All he has to do is get past Keenan Massey and Robbie Helms with everything that's happened here in this one. So DeWeese is starting to creep back up there into Lucky Dog contention if he can get up. He just got around Massey, who's on pit road. All he has to do now is get Robbie Helms in the number 18. And he will be in the Lucky Dog spot.
Brockton Packard says he's out because he hit the wall too many times. That's the reason why he's out.
All right, Helms just now coming off pit road in the number 18. This could help DeWeese in the number 15. He might, Wesley, be in the Lucky Dog spot this time by. Yes, he is. He gets around Helms, who's going to be on fresher tires, but all of a sudden Braxton DeWeese is in the Lucky Dog position. He needs a caution, and he needs it now to get himself back on the lead lap and in contention for this thing.
So, if a caution was to come out for Braxton DeWeese, it cycles him back as the 1 car a lap down.
And there it is.
Comes out. There it is. He's in business. Caution out. Braxton DeWeese goes to the lead lap. Caution on the number 8 car, Shirk.
The 8 of Ronnie Shirk has issues on pit road. Swag replay on screen, or issues on the backstretch, excuse me. That's Keenan Massey in front of him. Braxton DeWeese hits the jackpot. Take that man to Vegas because he is back on the lead lap.
We literally were just saying that all he needs is a caution. And if the caution comes out, he is in business. And there it is.
Saw what happened there with Shirk in the number 8, putting us under this caution.
The pole car. Braxton DeWeese back to the number 1, or back on the lead lap. The man out of Miamisburg, Ohio for High Five Racing, Braxton DeWeese.
He will be the Lucky Dog. Shirk loads it up on the trailer, as does Logan Calderwood in the number 35.
And here comes the pit stops.
Yep, here they come. Ross Tatum leads them down. Field on pit road, Wesley, for what could be the final pit stop.
Could be the money stop. You're exactly right. A couple of cars did not pit. Looks like it's Massey in 4, as well as Smith in 12. Sherwood also did not pit in 29. Here comes the cavalry off pit lane. There goes the 15 flying by. He says, I'll take my lead lap back. Thank you. Wow. Without a doubt, I'll have to agree, Greg, with Mike Orth. Fastest car on the track, Braxton DeWeese.
Taking the Lucky Dog is the number 15. He will be scored in 12th, it would appear.
Yep. Back in business. Back in business.
However, Wesley, did he come down pit road yet? I did not see him make the left turn on pit road. Here he comes this time.
Here he comes now.
The lap back first. Now he's coming to pit road. So keep your eyes on the 15 of DeWeese. He will restart in 12th.
can't make this up.
Caleb Smith is the leader in the number 12. Then Jack Ely, Tucker Wingo, Matt Gilliams, Ross Tatum had some issues on pit road because he came in as the leader. He's back in 5th now. Cody Fournette, Josh Altus, he's back in business in the number 94 as well. The Daytona winner, Rob Sherwood, Tyler Stooksbury, Jacob Grant rounding out the top 10. Then we're going to find Braxton DeWeese in the number 15. So it's on from here to see what happens moving forward.
You literally can't make this up. Like, literally, all we simply said was that all he needed was a caution. He was 1 lap down after pitting. And then they turned around and they cycled back. Actually, he didn't pit. He didn't pit. He stayed out while everybody else did. He cycled back around, got on 1 lap down to the tail end of the lead lap. And then when the caution came out, back in business. And again, the pole car from Miamisburg, Ohio, the fastest man on the track, honestly, Greg, if you want to be honest here, brass tacks, is the 15, and he's still got plenty of time to try to pull off a win here on the SNB Cup Series with 40 laps to go.
Plenty of time for DeWeese to get up there. Will be scored in the 12th position, but remember, the Lucky Dog has to start at the tail end of the field, so he's going to have to slice his way through the lap traffic first. But still, again, plenty of time for the fastest car on the track to get up there.
Very surprised that nobody is taking advantage of the wave around. Got to be in front of the leader to do it. You're exactly right. And they are not... they're not going for it. And again, the only way that that could happen, Greg, is if, let's say, if you're in front of the leader in the leader's pit and you're multiple laps down, or 1 lap down for that matter, you choose not to pit, then you get back in front of the leaders, then you can take the wave around at the 1 to go. But again, nobody stepping up to the plate here. Caleb Smith and Jack Ely on the front row. Ely with new sponsorship. Tucker Wingo, Matthew Gilliams, row 2. Ross Tatum, Cody Fournette. What a run for him in 14. Alta, Stooksbury, Woods, Grant, top 10. Back to green, under 40 to go here at Darlington. And on the hole shot, it is Smith down in the turn number 1.
Smith leading the way in the number 12. Ely in 2nd. Grant going for a slide under the apron. In the number 5, he hangs onto it. Still fighting, still fighting, still fighting. He's going to get cleared by the field and gather it back up. But that's a spot for number 15 of DeWeese as he's going to move up another spot. Now going for it is DeWeese. Watch out for the 15 car. He's got to catch the tail end of the single file freight train and then start picking them off 1 by 1.
Back to 1 and 2. Under 40 laps to go. Down to the home stretch here in the Bone Collector 200. Smith out in front. Keep your eye on the 15, DeWeese. Can he climb through the field? Right now he's past 2 cars or 1 car. He's up now to 11th.
Next up for him will be Jonathan Woods in the number 10. Getting around Jacob Grant after the issues on the restart, but he's got about 7/10 of a second to make up. He's hoping these guys get slicey and dicey up here as it's going on in front of him as the Ford duck on the inside here. Rest of the field gonna make their way by on the outside of the 14. This is what DeWeese wants. He wants them to start getting antsy up there, so that'll help reel him in quicker. And it looks like they're beginning to do that as Sherwood was peeking to the inside of Altus. Thinks better of it here, but DeWeese is trying to close in. He gets a big jump there. He's closing in a big hurry now. Now that number 15 car is rolling.
Big opportunity now. Here he comes. A big run after Woods. This is to crack the top 10. He's also got more cars in front of him. Sherwood, Altus, Fournette, Stooksbury, all in his sights. Back to turn 1. Can you say 30 laps to go now here at Darlington?
And there's a lot of syllables, but I'll give it a shot. 30 laps to go. Caleb Smith leading the way right now in the number 12. Old Spice on the hood. Wingo in 2nd. Gilliam's right there in 3rd. He's putting pressure on, so there's a battle for 2nd brewing as well between Gilliams and Wingo. Gilliams trying to get a run on the inside as I believe DeWeese is going to get around Woods here going into turn number 1. No, Woods able to shut the door, but the battle continues for 2nd. Wingo, Gilliams, and now Ross Tatum closing back in.
33 to go to be exact. It's now Smith out in front. Wingo. Gilliams. Here's the inside. Trying to close in on Wingo. The winner at New Hampshire. Wingo in second. Trying to go for the only driver so far to win 2 races on the SNB Cup Series. He's already locked in the playoffs. The drivers in bold green are winners of the season. Altus at Daytona, he's in 8th. Then you've got Wingo, the New Hampshire winner. He's in 2nd. Hardison winner last week at Kansas, the 9 car. He's in 14th. Everyone else in blue, they're in the run for the playoffs, just outside needing a win. And if you're in black, if you win, it gives you a chance to run for the championship, but you're outside the top 12 right now. And I'm understanding we can go to the Infield Care Center and bring in the driver of Brockton Packard in 24. Brockton, welcome to the broadcast, man. Some tough break here tonight in 24.
Yeah, man. Wish I was here in a little bit of a different circumstance, but good to be here nonetheless.
So talk about what it's like out there tonight at Darlington. This race, it seemed like at one time you kind of had some high hopes, and then in the end there, things just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, that 24 Agent NASCAR throwback to Clint Boyer was just bad fast when it hooked up, and track right now is super, super grippy. As you can see, the battle for the lead going on. These guys are just hauling, man, and not a lot of track time for this track. My first time was with the Adrenaline Series, and we all remember that. But yeah, it was pretty good car today.
Under 30 laps to go. Smith up the racetrack now as here comes Stooksbury down to the inside. He'll carry Fournette with him to the bottom. And while that goes on, DeWeese has moved up into 9th, Greg. Battle heating up heatedly inside the top 10, getting fierce with under 30 laps to go now.
DeWeese trying to make his move. He's going next up for Altus, but the battle is on now. This was the battle for second. Now it's the battle for the lead between Wingo, Williams, Tatum, and Stooksbury back there in 4th. They've all gotten around Caleb Smith, but it's a 3-car break right now between Wingo, Gilliams, and Tatum, as Ross Tatum trying to get up there in the number 28. He's got a nice run here through turns 1 and 2. Lap traffic ahead. This could be what the 28 needs. He's going to try to use the 96 as a pick to get around the 99.
And by the way, I thought I saw Sherwood bounce off the wall. Hey, so real quickly, Brockton, let's ride on board with the leader, Wingo in 99, and give us a lap. What's it like riding around Darlington? Give us a lap inside the cockpit of the car. Oh, okay, he's already left us. Okay, all right, so good. Thank you very much, Brockton Packard. Appreciate it.
Oh boy, Ross Tatum
Here's for the lead.
Caught up Gilliams, and Gilliams going for it into number 28, and he get around Wingo. Wingo able to get a nice run on the outside, and Ross Tatum is there lurking, waiting for something to happen, and he gets his chance now as the 28 had to check up to get back to the top and move Ross into second in the number 1, going for Wingo right now in the number 99. Can he get up there?
Under 25 laps to go, 25 remaining. We're going to take one more quick break. When we come back, we will take you to the checkered flag at Darlington in the Bone Collector 200.
Hold on, Wesley. Battle for the lead. Battle for the lead. Ross Tatum.
Whoa, he's in the wall.
Wingo in the wall. That allows the Allison throwbacks of him and Gilliams to both get by.
Tatum to the lead, Gilliams to second, Wingo bouncing off the concrete. He'll fall back to 3rd. 25, make it now 24 remaining here at Darlington at the line.
And Tatum to the lead. We gave him the nickname Ross the Boss Tatum a few weeks ago, looking to seal the deal here and hold off Gilliams. Remember, Gilliams finished 2nd at Daytona, but still outside the playoffs. Both these two drivers looking to lock themselves in with a win here tonight. And what this is doing, this is allowing both Stooksbury and Fournette to try to close in as the battle breaking out for the lead again.
Gonna stay here on the air with you. Understanding we got a feeling this is brewing up. will stay here during green flag runs. If we get a caution, we'll go to break. We got to take that final network timeout, but we will stay here if the green flag run to the checker, so be it. Tatum out in front. Gilliams in second. Wingo was up there. He slipped back now. He's about half a second less behind in third. As here comes the leaders off of 4. There you see a little glimpse of him. And don't look behind you, but here comes also Stooksbury now trying to close in and reel those top 3. And so is Fournette. And by the way, Deweese is locked in 8th right now.
Battle continues for the lead. Tatum trying to hold off Gilliams into number 28, giving it anything he's got to try to hold on for the lead. Gilliams right there in the catbird seat in case something happens.
20 to go. It all comes down to this, the final 20 laps. Less than 20 miles to the checkered flag. Tatum. Ross the Boss Tatum out in front in that number 1. Wingo in second. He won a wild, controversial race at New Hampshire, and oh my goodness.
Gilliams from second on pit road in the 28.
Yep. Here comes the Davey Allison throwback colors of the 28. He's on pit road. Green flag pit stops, you think, Greg? Unscheduled?
I don't know. That was kind of quick. That was kind of quick for Gilliams in the 28. So I don't know about that one.
There are now 11 cars on the lead lap, about to be 10 if Gilliams goes a lap down. They're changing tires on the number 28. Is it going to be 4? Yes, it will be. 4 tires.
It's got to be unscheduled. I figured this one was going to go to the finish here. I'm not seeing anyone showing any other signs of coming down pit road, and he's going to lose a ton of track position here. Wesley, we'll see where he settles in once it's all said and done. Ross Tatum trying to pull away from Tucker Wingo right now. They have...
Here comes more on the pit lane.
No, we do have more. All right, so we are going to see another round.
Yeah, I can't say that I can't believe this. I find it ironic, but we're seeing scheduled pit stops come here with under 20 to go.
Ely in the number 54 and Woods in the 10. Coming down pit road are Ely and Woods, waiting to see what happens next as the crew going to work on the 2 cars here.
By the way, Deweese up to 6th.
Deweese up to 6th with everything that's happened here, but a round of green flag pit stops could make or break this one here. There's Josh Altus, Daytona winner in the number 94.
He'll give up 8.
Tied for the most wins all time.
The Daytona winner in the 94 on pit lane, the 94 from Virginia.
Here come a couple more cars, including Braxton Deweese in the 15 and Tyler Stooksbury in front of him.
Oh, yeah. These are guys that are inside. Oh, Deweese has got a pit again. Oh, no. Everybody's got a pit again.
Question is, though, how much longer can Tatum and Wingo and company stay out there? Top 4 have yet to pit. Tatum, Wingo, Fournette, Sherwood, Grant. Top 5, excuse me. Here comes Wingo. And I believe Fournette behind him. And another one coming down.
Grant's in behind him in 5.
Grant. That just leaves Tatum and Sherwood as the only 2.
So who is going to capitalize here, roll the dice, and win? Could it possibly be Gilliams in 28 who pitted first, Greg?
We'll see. It's all about who picked the right moment to pit. Tatum and Sherwood, the only ones left that have yet to pit. How long can they go? We're inside 20 to go. Could we see our 4th winner in 4 races here tonight?
Tatum out in front, Sherwood second. Everyone else a lap down or more. There they are right there, 1 and 2. And Sherwood has had some problems along the way. That's Hardison in the 9 car. He's all the way back in 14th, a lap down, trying to get back on the lead lap in the 9.
He can try to get one of his laps back here, Wesley, in the number 9.
12 to go.
Tatum still leading the way, 5 seconds over Sherwood. It is going to be close. How much further can Tatum make it? Here comes the 51 of Coleman on pit road. His car just hasn't been the same since that damage he encountered under caution here earlier today. Tatum
Gilliams
and Sherwood,
has moved up to 3rd.
How long can they go? Here comes, I believe, Sherwood.
No, that's Helms.
Nope, this is Robbie Helms in the number 18 coming down.
Helms
Dr.
on
Pepper
pit
car.
road. Yep. And here comes the
Tatum
leaders,
staying
1
out
and 2.
again.
It'll be 10 laps to go this time by. By the way, Hardison could not pass him. Or he
Yes,
did pass him. Correction, he did. Yes, he did.
Wesley, I'm wondering, are Tatum and Sherwood going to try to make it to the end? Looks to me like that may be what's going on. I think Tatum and Sherwood are going to try to make it to the end. Why not? You're the only 2 cars on the lead lap. Give it a shot. See if you can. If Tatum can keep it smooth and ease up on the throttle a little bit, he might be able to stretch it here. See what happens.
Here comes Massey, all damaged up on the inside, trying to get his lap back. One of his laps back. He fails.
The longest run,
yeah, go ahead.
The longest run anyone has made today is 30 laps in that number, or 30 laps on the docket. Tatum is going to have to go 42. He's going to need to go 12 laps longer than the longest green flag run yet today to make this happen. He is going to need to start saving and saving big. And I think he's doing just that. He's running 30.5 seconds left. 3 seconds. More than 3 seconds more than his qualifying time. Gilliams in 3rd, a lap down, not too far behind him, going to get his lap back under green here. Tatum is trying to stretch it. He's already gone longer than anybody else has today. Question is, can he make it work for another 7 laps?
This is Gilliams. This is for 3rd. Back on the lead lap. But the leader's behind him. 7 to go. Sherwood.
Nope, he's going to come down pit road. Here comes Tatum.
Tatum is on the pit lane.
So now the attention turns to Sherwood in the number 29. Remember, Sherwood was 2 more laps to the good than Tatum. Can Sherwood save it? They've already gone longer than anyone else has.
Sherwood with problems earlier in the race as well.
A Dale Jr. tribute.
He had problems earlier in the race. We're going to see what he can do here, Greg.
We may see him down pit road this time. Looks like he
looks like he's slowing down.
Yes,
he's slowing down. Yes, he is. And this is going to give
Gilliams
the lead. But remember, he literally had passed those drivers a lap ago.
And it's 4
At one point,
seconds
he was
back.
Yeah.
It's 4 seconds back to net second, Tyler Stooksbury.
Fuel only for Ross Tatum, by the way, in the 1 car, Greg. Fuel only for the 1.
He's going to come up in front of Gilliams, I believe. Yes. Tatum,
yes.
Tatum, I believe. No, he did not come out in front of Gilliams.
Gilliams is the leader. The man in the 29 car. He's leading. Tewksbury now to 2nd. Wingo to 3rd.
5 laps to go. Gilliams will take the official lead this time. 4 seconds back to next up, which would be Tyler Stooksbury in the number 19.
So Gilliams, if you remember, he came down to the pits before this cycle of pit stops began. We thought it might have been unscheduled. Come to find out, it's a scheduled pit stop for everybody. They couldn't go the rest of the way. And Gilliams might have been able to pull off the biggest upset here of the season, because I don't see the 19 anywhere in sight. Matter of fact, as he comes to the line, he is about 3 seconds or 2.4 seconds back
He's closing, but I don't think he has enough time.
I don't think
in that
he has
number
enough
19.
time.
He's fending off Tucker Wingo. 2.7. He shaved 0.6 of a second off, but he's going to run out of time because there's going to be 2 laps to go. Time for Gilliams.
Gilliams will work his way out of turn number 4. Lap cars down to the inside, still trying to get their laps back under green flag conditions. 2 to run. Gilliams back to turn 1 all by his lonesome.
Trying to hold on and just keep it there. Stewksbury is closing, but he's going to need another 3 laps to be able to make this work, I think. Gilliams is going to see the white flag this time by, and he just has to keep it clean. And we're going to see a Davey Allison-style victory here on LSR TV. White flag, Wesley, they're coming to the CRN, 1 to go.
To the line. The CRN 1 to go. 1 more lap remains for Gilliams. Pulling the trigger. Staying out in front on a gamble to pit. It pays off. He's on the back straightaway. Time running out for anyone to catch him. Matthew Gilliams. Can you say now 4 different winners in the SNB Cup Series presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters at Darlington? It is Matthew Gilliams. He'll win the Bone Collector 200.
Put a green bar on his name. Matthew Gilliams, sporting the Davey Allison tribute, gets the win.
Tyler Stewksbury will finish in 2nd. Braxton DeWeese will come back from being 2 laps down, and he will finish in 3rd. Tucker Wingo 4th. Joshua Altus in 5th. What a great show. Great stuff by the number 28. Matthew Gilliams. Wow.
He's going to burn it down, Wesley. Picking off the upset. Gilliams holds on in the Davey Allison throwback. And here he goes. His first win here on the SNB Cup Series, and he gets it at Darlington.
4 for 4. 4 different winners in 4 races on the series. Wow. Hey, buddy, why are you holding your head
race
down?
Results. Wesley, let's take a look at the unofficial race results here from the Bone Collector Southern 200 here at Darlington. Wesley, your top 10 on screen.
Yeah, and by the way, it's presented by SawBlade.com. Matthew Gilliams getting the win. Tyler Stewksbury, 2nd spot. Braxton DeWeese coming back 2 laps down to finish in 3rd. Tucker Wingo 4th. Joshua Altus 5th. Jacob Grant, Cody Fournette with a fantastic run in the 7th spot tonight. Jack Ely also 8th. Caleb Smith and Jonathan Woods were in the top 10.
Ross Tatum and Rob Sherwood, the final 2 cars on the lead lap. They tried to stretch it the distance. They came up about 5 laps short. Ross Tatum and Rob Sherwood, great job for them to gamble. Unfortunately, 11th and 12th is what they get to show for it tonight. Robbie Helms in 13th, first car a lap down. He's 2 laps down. Spencer Hardison, Keenan Massey rounding out the top 15. Then you got Matt Dyer, Evan Coleman, Zachary Stone, Ronnie Shirk, and Logan Calderwood rounding out your top 20, Wesley.
21st, Zach Peterson, Brockton Packard. We spoke to him earlier. He'll finish in 22nd, 57 laps down. Cody Terry, a bad day for him again in 22. Will Duvall had some high hopes, led earlier in the race. He'll finish 100 laps down in 24th. Dakota Cass, Carson Zybart, and Joey Beasley calls it a race. Last place, and he has decided to call it a season to better prepare his virtual career to possibly come back and run on the SNB Cup Series next season. Post-race wrap-up coming up in a moment. We'll talk to the top 3. Matthew Gilliams in the Davey Allison throwback color. So the 28 Haviland wins the Bone Collector 200 at Darlington. And we welcome you back to LSR TV and CRN Sports coverage of the SNB Cup Series and the presented by Appalachian Holler Hunters. The Bone Collector 200 has wrapped up here at Darlington. When it's all said and done, 4 different winners in 4 races on the series. Matthew Gilliam's getting the win of the number 28 machine for Throwback Night at Darlington. We'll talk to him in a moment, but first, the top 3. We're going to holler at Braxton DeWeese coming back of his fast qualifier. 2 laps down, gets back on the lead lap. You come back and you finish on the podium. Braxton, I know it's not a win for High Five Racing, but man, that's a pretty darn good day for you, bud. 3rd place.
Yeah, I really wish we would have got first there. We were leading a lot of that race. A little upset about not getting that win there. I made a little mistake. I didn't call out when I was going to go to pit road. Spencer Hartson hit me in the rear. I didn't make pit road. I had to come around. Ran out of fuel just on entry of pit road, and then had to tow because I wasn't going to make it. So that was a minute. And from there, it was pretty, excuse my language, but shitty.
Braxton, tell us about that charge at the end of the race, though, because you were on a mission. Once you got the lucky dog, you went from 12th when you restarted to finish 3rd. Tell us about that last green flag run, including that green flag pit stop to get some strategy positions.
Well, I was happy that I got the lucky dog there when the caution came out. That helped out tremendously. And if we would have got a caution before the green flag pit stops, before we all did them, I felt like I had a chance there because I was around like, I want to say 6th or 7th or 8th. If that would have came out, we would have all been right back together on new tires, and I felt like I really could have gotten there.
Well, I know you sound like a little bit disappointed, but again, you do come back, finish 3rd on the podium. Thank your sponsors on the number 15. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I want to thank Premier for coming on board, being the main sponsor for this week and for upcoming weeks. I want to get a shout out to Zimmerman Concrete for also sponsoring, and a shout out to Bone Collector for sponsoring the race, and Appalachian Holler Hunters for sponsoring Shake and Bake Cup Series and all. So yeah, and everybody watching, I appreciate all you, appreciate all the support. Let's keep doing this. We're gonna get a win for you guys. Hopefully we can get that next week.
From Miamisburg, Ohio, Braxton DeWeese will settle for 3rd here tonight. Runner-up in the race, the number 19, Tyler Stooksbury. Tyler, you finish in 2nd. Your take of the race, a pretty good night for you in the High Five Racing number 19.
Yeah, we had a good race. It was pretty tough. We accidentally used the fast repair when we weren't supposed to, so I was running with 1 car. Don't run a lot of races with those, so had to be a little extra careful, but we ran really good, and I felt pretty quick. We just kind of got bottled up on a bunch of those restarts early, and we weren't able to make up the ground until later in the race, and, you know, it's a pretty tough track. It's a hard track to pass that.
Tyler, we were watching you kind of right around middle of the pack for most of the first half of the race, and all of a sudden on the restart, we looked up and said, where in the world did the Dale Earnhardt throwback come from as you charged up on the outside to take the lead? And then from there on, in the second half of the race, you were right up there in the front. What kind of changes did you make to your driving style? Was it a change to the car? What changed there in the second half to get you up front there?
Nothing too crazy or anything. I just kind of played it easy earlier in the race just to kind of feel out, you know, how people were driving and how aggressive people were being, and kind of just planning things for later, just holding on to some track position, you know, trying not to give it all up. I don't think we fell out of the top 10 other than like pit cycling, you know, kind of stuff. So just kind of kept an eye on it, made sure we were available to be there when the time mattered, and then at the end of the race we started getting a little more aggressive. Like I said, we used up that fast repair, so I was trying to save the car.
Tyler, how competitive is this series? I mean, we've got 4 winners in 4 races now with Gilliam's coming up. What's your take of coming from the Adrenaline iRacing League and now racing with these guys on Wednesday night for the SNB Cup Series?
You know, it's a little bit different. The mentality, I think, is a little bit different just because of the way some of the rules packages are and stuff, you know, how they differ between the 2 leagues. So you definitely see the difference in attitudes and the way drivers kind of handle each other. People in this league, I think, tend to probably maybe be a little bit more aggressive earlier in the race. So it's competitive. You just got to be there, and it's the way the pit cycles go with the small fuel tanks. That makes it really there's a lot of differing strategies, a lot of different opinions, and the 28 won the race because he picked the right one tonight. So I saw him pull off and pit a few laps before me, and I thought I need to come soon, and I should have come a little sooner, I think.
All right, buddy. Thank your sponsors. Second place here tonight at Darlington.
Yeah, I sponsored myself tonight. My YouTube channel, Tight End Loose Off. Go check it out. We got some good NASCAR content on there. It's really fun, and I think everyone will enjoy it.
Hey, I got an extra question for you since you're talking NASCAR in your podcast. Out of the 4 drivers in the championship at Phoenix, who you think's going to win the championship Sunday?
I think my pick is on Denny Hamlin. I think Denny.
Oh, yeah?
Denny's he's good. I think it's a toss-up. There's 4 really good drivers. I think the Hendrick cars haven't been as good as they need to be at Phoenix. But I think the 11's going to show up with something that I think they were planning on having to beat Harvick, and now that they're not going to have to do that, I think he's going to be the guy to beat.
I got you. All right, buddy. Well, there you go. Tyler Stooksbury, runner-up in the event here tonight at Darlington for the Bone Collector 200. Finally, to Victory Lane we go to Matthew Gilliams. Matthew, did you ever think we'd be talking to you in Victory Lane? We thought with under 20 laps to go, you pitting, that you had some kind of a problem, an unscheduled pit stop. Come to find out, everybody had to pit at the end, and you rolled the dice, as Tyler said. You pick up the win. Strategy on your part gets that 28th to victory.
Yeah, man. I think, honestly, I think Tyler hit it right on the head with what he said. Really just tried to learn from how Spencer got me there in Homestead in last season, pitting there on that last run just a bit quicker or a bit sooner than I had. So, I felt like with 40 to go, I would just go ahead and try and split it in half, and felt like when everybody's on the same strategy, I had the fastest car, and just luckily worked out for us tonight. So,
Matthew, tell us about the call there at the end that won you the race to come down pit road. It was a gutsy call to get down there and take the first pit stop there. What was going through your mind when you were the first driver to come down pit road? Were you thinking, oh boy, I'm going to have the oldest tires once this is all said and done? What was going through your mind when you were the first car down pit road on that final set of pit stops?
Yeah, that was definitely a worry, especially if we'd had a late caution or something like that. But just felt like, again, just cutting it in half was my best bet. I thought, I could be pretty aggressive on a short run, but still had a lot of speed on a long run as well. And, with 20 to go as well, it meant I didn't really have to mess with my fuel window too much. I could just let it, fill up in case we had a couple of green-white checkered runs or something like that, and I needed to maybe save. So I already had some left over. So I figured I'd just go ahead and cut it in half. And I figured if I could get on pit road first, a couple times early in the race when I would get on pit later than some other guys, they would definitely make some ground up on me once we finally got back out on the track. So just wanted to roll the dice and go for it. We've had a couple of rough finishes the last 2 weeks, and just really wanted to be aggressive and get out there and try and get this win and get in the playoffs. So,
same question that I'll ask you that I asked Tyler. How competitive is this series, and what does it mean to you to know now that you are one of the 4 different winners on the SNB Cup Series, and whatever happens from here, you're going to the playoffs?
That certainly feels great for sure. And as far as the competitiveness, I think for us coming from last year and struggling to find a good field of cars, and just the guys that we've been able to pick up from season 1 to season 2 now, it's been a blessing, to be honest. And I love how competitive it is. Obviously, it can get aggravating at times, but certainly I think we're very fortunate with who we have, and hopefully these guys will stick around for a long time with us.
Sponsor time. Congratulations on 28.
Bone Collector, Appalachian Holler Hunters. Got to thank Christian Gardner for being such a huge supporter for us. Thank you guys as well for broadcasting our show, and hope the fans really enjoyed it tonight.
Matthew Gilliams, 4th different winner in the SNB Cup Series. He wins tonight at Darlington for the Bone Collector 200. That's going to wrap up our post-race wrap-up. Greg, your thoughts as we wrap up from Darlington. And again, Matthew Gilliams, one of those drivers that didn't even have a blue bar, now is in the playoffs after winning here this evening.
What a great performance by Gilliams at Darlington. And what a fantastic race here on LSR TV and CRN Sports. It was a tremendous race from start to finish. Outstanding job by all of our drivers. A very clean race, too. We had some stuff happen in the start of the race, but all in all, very quick race, very fun race. It was fun being a part of it. Looking forward to next week when we head to Martinsville for a 250-lap race at the Paperclip from one historic venue to the other. Great job by the field. Congratulations again to Gilliams. Looking forward to next week, Wesley.
That should be a good one for sure. And by the way, our next broadcast on LSR TV and CRN Sports is Truck Thursday Thunder tomorrow night, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern on the dirt at Eldora for the Swag PMI Truck Series. And then later on tomorrow night, it is round number 3 of, again, the playoffs for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs, and that will be from the Richmond Raceway. So we got some short track racing along the way. The new Fall Brawl American iRacing League, they're going to be Friday night at South Boston, and then we come back again on Sunday night for another exciting event for the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products. All of that on the next couple of days on your home for sim racing at livesimracingtv.com. Check out the new website. Already phenomenal numbers already. And then, of course, if not, you can listen to the archives or live at wearecrn.com. For Greg Rantz in the announcer booth alongside with yours truly, awesome production work by Mr. Charles Wooten as well. I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations, Matthew Gilliams, winner here at Darlington. We pack it up and get ready for next week, and that will be at Martinsville.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.